we should be live. Should I introduce you, Revolver? Alright, welcome back to another Vampire the Masquerade game on StorytellerSpira's channel. This round, for Friday nights, we are actually going to start a new game that is going to be story told by Revolver C. Awesome variety streamer, check him out. He's going to be doing our storytelling, and the new game is a war between the factions, as you can see between the channel name and the layout and everything. So we're going to go around as we usually do. Revolver can introduce himself, talk a bit about the game, and then we'll introduce all of our characters. So hope you guys all enjoy.
Hello there, stream. How's it going, guys? My name is Revolver C. As Spira said, I will be your lovely host for today. Today we are going to start our story for the Anarch Vampire the Masquerade game. This is nothing like Camarilla. It is very, chaotic, anarchic. There we go, that's the word. But yeah, we're going to introduce our players shortly. I just want to give a background as to what the game is going to be about. If you don't know anything about Anarchs, no problem. I just kind of read up on it myself. So without further ado, the Anarch Free States are located in Southern California. They are from San Diego to San Jose, and San Francisco up top is going to be Camarilla owned. Within the Anarch Free States, unlike Camarilla games that you've seen previously, it's not centered in one city, not New York or Philadelphia or Chicago, anything like that. It's going to be multiple smaller towns. If you guys ever been to California, there's a lot of highway, a lot of mountains, a lot of freeway. So there's a lot of travel time between those two big cities, which are going to be San Diego and Los Angeles. Those are probably the biggest two. So within these cities, these Anarch vampires kind of govern their own districts because they claim themselves as barons. And throughout the campaign, you're going to learn more about the history of how the Anarch Free States became the Anarch Free States. So without further ado, let's introduce our players. We got 4 very diverse kindred that we're going to be focusing on, representing 4 different gangs, and I'll explain the gangs as we go on. So let's start with Spira. How you doing, lady?
I'm doing good. Soy Siduni. Hello, I am Siduni Moro. I am a Gangro. I am a part of the group known as the War Ounce, and I've been with them for a little bit of time now. But at the same time, as loyal as I am to them, I still like to travel. I still like to wander the world. So I always come back. I always come back to my group, but sometimes I may be missing here and there. I like to learn and experience as many new things as I can, and the unlife, as some call it, has given me that opportunity. I will maybe save a little bit more about myself for later.
Perfect. So as Spira, or Sid, has mentioned, she is part of one of the big 5 gangs called the Warhounds. They are centrally gangrel. They don't have a designated area that they like to claim as their own, like the other gangs you're about to be introduced to. However, they are wanderers. They're primarily a biker gang. They like to travel all around the Anarch Free States, and they do have little central hubs that they do like to, congregate in. But for the most part, they are the most free roaming. So let's start with Izzy next. How you doing, Elvish Dame?
Hello, my name is Izzy. I am here in LA. I'm a member of the Pack Rat gang, which is, like 3 or 4 of us at North East, and then mostly some other humans and criminals and that kind of thing. So I'm just here because, honestly, I got so good at stealing that the flock of magpies in London decided to fly me across the ocean because they didn't want me showing them up anymore. And so I ended up here in LA after a brief stint in New York.
All right, perfect. And as Izzy is a part of, as she said, the Pack Rats. The Pack Rats are essentially Nosferatu. They act as the black market around the Anarch Free States. They get drugs, whatever you need, blood bags, military-grade weaponry, whatever you want, they can probably get. And so they're the smallest of the big 5 that the players have chosen. They are centrally underground in the sewer tunnels. They have their own central network in San Diego, as well as Los Angeles. It's 2 separate sewage systems, or whatever they need to, set up, they got a place. So next, we're going to go to Otto Nimato.
Hello, my name is Otto. I was embraced in a concentration camp during World War II. I came over to America right before 1942, so I got to go to oh my god, my brain is broken. Got to go to another camp around then. I am a Ravnos, and we are the illusionists, and I am the local representative of the streetwalkers. I like the finer things in life and just enjoying myself.
Perfect. So yeah, as Otto has explained, he's part of the Streetwalkers, which are kind of the entertainers of the Big 5 gang, as we mentioned earlier. They run a central nightclub called the Widow's Web in Hollywood. They set up base in Hollywood, and that also presents a lot of problems down the line for them. They are relatively new, but not the newest, but you'll see that later on. And last but not least, saving best for last, Hopeless Sentry as Jazzy Rosenthal.
Hi, my name is Jasmine. I'm from, well, I've been here for a long time, but I've only been at Kindred for about a year now. It's really not much to say there. I guess me and my Sai aren't really on what you could say speaking terms, but it's not so bad. I joined the Dragons not too long ago, and I'm looking forward to working with them. It seems like a lot of fun as just from a law standpoint. I am a lawyer, so it does seem like fun to represent them.
Perfect, and as Jazzy explained, she is part of the Dragons of the East. They are a newer gang within the Los Angeles County. They are looking to set up their own base of operations. However, they do have to compete with the Streetwalkers, which are just their neighbors, so they have a lot of conflict with them. You'll see as we progress on, these gangs have a lot of conflict and a lot of alliances set up. So that being said, let's get this game rolling. And by the way, the last gang that you guys haven't heard or seen is the Las Víboras, which is the Vipers, and they are centered in San Diego County. They are primarily like part of the Mexican cartel. They do a lot of drug trafficking. They are the most aggressive of the Big 5. However, those are not the only 5 gangs. There are more gangs within the Anarch Free States. However, they're not as big or well known, and there could be, kindred littered among them that just want to govern their own little areas and don't want to be in the bigger politics of the Anarchs. So with that being said, let's get this ball rolling, and we're going to start with Sidone. So Sidone, you are traveling on bike, as you normally do, with your 2 companions. We have Fang, who is the leader of the Warhounds. You know him for quite a while, and also Jewel. Jewel is kind of like Fang's right-hand man. She kind of plays out the operations as well as makes sure that everything goes accordingly and keeps Fang safe as well as you do. So we'll start our story here. Fang has received a call from one of his contacts in San Jacinto. That's in the middle of LA and San Diego County. It's like right in the middle, smack in the middle. And he has received a call that there's something important that he needs to receive, a writ of some sort. So you're on your way to the Double Down Saloon where this individual named Randy is holed up. And yeah.
So I'm going to see Randy on like a job we have going on?
Yeah, like a motorcycle. So all 3 of you have your own motorcycles. You've been in the Anarch Free States enough to own a motorcycle and know how to ride one, etc. relatively well without crashing too much.
I think I took at least one to drive because I knew I'd have to be riding a bike.
I mean, if anything, you can have like the little
I took
German
one.
sidecar.
I'm okay on a bike.
Yes, exactly. So as you arrive to the Double Down Saloon, it is nighttime around 7 p.m. That's 1900 hours. It is a Friday night. And yeah, you're arriving. As you arrive to this saloon, you know it's kind of rustic. It's very homey, very family owned. You see it like old wood along the front, as well as like a giant yellow neon sign that's, a light bulb is flickering in and out. And yeah, there actually are some patrons. There's a lot of motorcycles lined up. It's mostly a biker bar. However, there are some cars littered in between the parking lot as well.
Alright, well, I'm an old school biker gal, so I got a Harley, and I ride up and park my Harley in line with the other bikes that are already there, wait for Fang and Jewel to do the same, and I'll take my, my helmet off, put it on my bike, lock up whatever I feel like I need to or anything, and wait for them to, get settled, to ask them what we're doing. Or ask them more like, what should we do next?
Sure, yeah. So you arrive first. You're kind of like, the lookout, make sure that no one is waiting up for an ambush or anything like that. They are very, I guess, primal in that aspect, where they're very, like wolf-oriented, where like you have someone that scouts ahead and then the pack leader comes and etc. So yeah, the two companions arrive up shortly after. They park their motorcycles, kick up the kickstand, they don't even wear helmets because helmets. But yeah, so Fang kind of approaches you, and he's a very grisly looking cowboy. I think we do have a picture of him. He has a cowboy hat with a black leather jacket, denim jeans, cowboy boots. He's very old western like that. And he approaches you and says, "Well, Sid, we got any problems here?"
Not that I've seen so far, Fang. Is there anything you were looking for in particular?
Nah, I just like to keep my wits about me. And
understandable.
he'll kind of smile and push open the door, and it's very old saloon style door, the double push doors. It's not even like a front door.
I'd even like to just right away roll like perception alertness, see what I see inside, anything that catches my eye more than just what I might see in a basic description.
Sure. Yeah, that's perfect.
And then where's my sheet? There we go. I don't have a lot, but I got a bit. Ooh.
4 successes. You're very, very aware of your surroundings. You can even like sense like what animals are kind of lurking around, like little bunnies and squirrels and other like owls maybe.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna like have more of an eye out for anyone who has a like twitchy look about them, like they're keeping an eye on the bar, or anyone that seems suspicious that we should be worried since we're doing a job.
No, yeah, there's no one outside. There might be like 1 or 2 patrons on like a smoke break because there's no smoking inside, but other than that, no one catches your eye of suspicion.
Okay, alright. What animals are nearby?
As I said, like squirrels, bunnies, maybe an owl or 2. It's like in the middle of dusk.
Okay.
Or the beginning of
no
dusk,
more
I'm sorry.
Canine types?
No.
Okay.
So as you enter the saloon, then Jewel kind of follows quickly after Fang, and inside you see kind of the dim lighting. There's a jukebox in the corner that's actually pretty modern. It's not like an old school jukebox. It's actually pretty well kept because, believe it or not, there are bar fights that happen and the old jukebox broke. So there are tables aligned, and there's actually quite a number of patrons here. There's some biker-looking dudes, as you saw in the front. In the corner, they're very inebriated and very loud, laughing and heckling and whatnot. Laughing, if you will. And you see Rand. Yeah, right. And you see a kind of middle-aged man, probably in his 40s or 50s. He has a little bit of gray hair behind the bar, tending to cleaning some mugs, as well as a couple of patrons at the bar, females, that are enjoying a nice drink and watching the TV.
quick reminder, what was our job here again?
Right, so Fang received a call from Randy, the bartender, about something important that he had to give him.
In that case, I would follow Fang. I wouldn't move forward myself. I would
Perfect,
go
yeah.
where he's doing.
Okay, so yeah, Fang makes his way to the bar counter and he kind of takes a seat on a bar stool, puts a arm right on the bar top and says, "Randy, how you doing today?" And you kind of see this guy shuffle about. He's, oh! Hey, blah, 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 blah. Oh my god!
Garland?
Yes. Hey, hey, Garland, how you doing today? And they kind of make pleasantries, small talk, stuff like that. And Jewel takes a seat right beside, to the right of Fang as well.
I'll like stand at his left, not fully taking a seat, just kind of standing, but relax, maybe like arm on the bar.
Sure, yeah, and as long as you've been in the Anarch Free States, you've actually never met Randy before. You've met a number of other ghouls and kindred ghouls and humans that kind of litter across the Anarch Free States that act as contacts for your specific gang because you are wanderers, but never this person in particular. And he kind of eyes you up and down and says, "You need something, miss?"
I'm here with Fang and Jewel. It's nice to meet you. Was it Randy?
Ah, yeah, pleasure. And he kind of extends his hand out for a handshake.
She'll shake it.
Yeah, and he'll kind of say, "Take a seat. You look a little on edge. You're safe here. It's okay."
I'm sorry, I travel a lot, and it's as well as you get to know people easily from that. At the same time, you sometimes feel a little bit gun shy at first meetings on occasion. So I'll finally sit down on the bar stool next to Fang and give him a real more charming, relaxed smile.
Yeah, and then he kind of responds, "Well, I can't relate to that. I always try to keep the peace around here." And he'll pull up like a glass and says, "What's your poison gonna be?"
I'm gonna glance towards Fang, looking at him like, does he get what I am?
Fang will kind of do a soft laugh. He's like, "Nah, Fang, she's with me if you catch my drift." And he kind of, oh, my apologies, and takes the glass back.
Not
And
a problem.
he starts explaining. So I got this weird, curious-looking fella just came in my bar the other day, and he was nice suit, sunglasses, slick back hair, and he mentioned you by name, Garland, and it took me aback a bit. But he handed me this envelope. I got in the back. If you want to wait a second, I'll be right back and go fetch it. With that, Fang kind of nods, and Randy saunters his way off to the back office real quick.
I'll turn and very quietly to Fang say, how close are you with this guy? What is the situation that you'd want to hit him?
Well, don't need to worry about your thing, young wolf. He's actually a ghoul. His family was a generation of ghouls. I ghouled his grandpappy before him and his dad before him, and once they were no longer in need of service, he offered to be a ghoul, and eventually I'll ghoul his child after him. So he's good peoples.
Oh, so he's one of yours then?
That he is. And as you guys are kind of discussing, you hear again the loud laughter in the corner of the bar, very loud heckling and mugs slamming on the table, and Jewel kind of peers over just to kind of keep a watchful eye, make sure things don't get too rowdy.
I think I would just wait kind of patiently. I'll still like kind of look around the room, keep an eye out, but otherwise I'll wait for Randy to come back.
Sure thing. So Randy's still not here. It's only been like a minute or two. He's kind of, it's like you can kind of hear him shouting like, "Hold on, I'll be there in a second." And Fang's phone actually rings, and he kind of pulls out from his leather jacket, looks at it, he's like, "Son of a bitch, what now?" Ladies, will you mind tending to Randy? I'll be right back. I gotta take this call.
Yes, of course. I'll turn to Jewel, just smiling, and after a moment or two, go, have you been involved with Randy yourself?
She kind of rolls her eyes like, yeah, old pervert tried to hit on me once, grabbed my ass, and I almost broke his wrist, so better watch those hands sometimes.
I've had plenty of that in my past, in my experience, so I know how to even just give them a look and tell them you do that again, you don't forget it.
Yeah, that's why I like you, Sid. So, yeah, with that, Randy will Fang will kind of lift from his chair and saunter off to the outside of the door, kind of taking this phone call. And with that, Randy kind of approaches with this large manila envelope, and he kind of looks around and is like, where's Garland at?
Was that to me?
Yeah, just in general, like you two, the both of you.
Garland had to go take a phone call, I believe, same for Jewel.
Well, I think I can trust you to this envelope, and we'll kind of slam it on the bar top and slide it towards you.
I'll take it gently, and like I've even got like, a light jacket on. I'll just like slip it inside.
Yeah, it's very light. You can just tell by picking it up. It's just something, not anything physical, just like maybe a bunch of papers or maybe a letter of some sort. With that, when you do take it, you hear glass like crashing on the ground in the corner where those loud bikers are, and you hear, "What do you mean you won't serve me? I'm not drunk!"
I'll turn and keep an eagle eye on them.
Yeah, and you see the bar waitress kind of, cower back a bit and like, "Please, sir, you're kind of drunk. I can't. It's against the law to serve you, And you hear him like, "Listen here, bitch. How about you sit on my lap right here, and I'll give you a ride of the lifetime." And she kind of starts to, go back, and you see that he kind of forcefully grabs her wrist and like forces her on his lap. He's like, "Listen, babe, you must not know who I am. See, me and my boys here, we're the riders of San Jacinto, the Devil's Advocate. We're new, and we're looking to settle, you got me? So if you want to keep, good word, you best behave." And you kind of see Randy kind of give a glare over there, kind of like a shake of the head as well.
I'm not going to run, because that's a little too dramatic and showy, but I'm going to sidle my way towards them very quickly and just, kind of even wide leg stance, make it a point that I am not happy with what they're doing.
Right, and as you do that, Jewel will kind of, it's not like a turn bar stool, but she'll kind of turn her body, slide her butt towards facing your direction and kind of chuckle, just like, "Sid, don't go overboard now."
I'll hear her, even though I'm already halfway across the bar, look over my shoulder and just give her a slight wink and keep walking towards the gentleman.
Right, and the two gentlemen that are kind of sitting next to the gang leader, so to say, kind of look at you up and down like, "The fuck you want?"
One second, I'm actually trying to get my bot set up. I forgot to turn it off.
I think you're muted.
Alright, explain the physical scene again. He said he pulled her onto his lap?
Yeah, so there's broken glass at their respective table. The waitress is kind of sitting on this guy's lap trying to struggle, pressing her hands on his chest to kind of let her go, but he's not budging. And then the two are kind of sitting, one's sitting parallel to him while the other's sitting adjacent.
Okay, the guy that's holding the girl, tell me if you need a roll or something like that, but I want to put my hand on the opposite, whatever is like my adjacent hand on his opposite shoulder where she is. Like if he's got her with his left, put it on his right shoulder. And like kind of pull her out and act kind of seductively as if I'm trying to get closer to him in the same position. Like I'm trying to switch.
Got it. Are you gonna say anything or just kind of give him the brush?
As I'm doing the movement, I'll say like, you can do better, honey.
He'll kind of look up and down. He's like, "For exotic chick, huh? Like the accent. Where are you from, doll?"
Patty.
Paris, huh? And he kind of looks up and down at this blonde waitress, you know, like cut off shorts, and kind of pushes her off. Like, "Come on, sit on daddy's lap."
I will do so, and I will pretend to want to.
All right, he's open to it. He even like turns his body like full forward, like front towards you to like easily.
Yeah, so as I like kind of sit down in his lap, I'm just gonna like grip his chin almost a little extra rough and turn his face to me and very quietly speaking to him say, "If you ever treat women in this place like that again, you will regret it."
He kind of gives like a laugh, like, "And what the fuck are you gonna do, bitch?"
I'm going to side angle glance at Jewel and see what her body language is saying about me doing this.
She's very entertained. She actually has like one arm on the bar stool, kind of palm against her cheek, just like waiting to see what's gonna happen.
I'll like lean even closer to his face and say, "Would you like to find out, or would you like to leave?"
He'll kind of like widen his legs out a bit, and you'll see a knife kind of along the boot strap of him, and he'll kind of pull it out and like point the tip of the blade onto the wooden counter and start like kind of poking it. He's like, "Listen, bitch, if you don't want to get gutted, you and my boys, or me and my boys, will I'm gonna have some fun in the back with you."
I will casually lift up my right leg so it's like kind of against his chest, playing again as if I'm being playful.
Okay, yeah, he's that's more like it.
Let me know if you want to sneak, but I'm gonna try to gently grab this small pistol I have in my like knee highs.
Sure, go ahead and roll, because you are cursed. You're very unlucky, so.
Well, what would my difficulty be then?
We'll make it 6.
Okay, Dex and Stealth?
Yeah.
Three successes. So I'm just trying to I might even like gently like put my hand out my leg so it looks like I'm just trying to be, I'd still like be like, but I'm trying to like grab the like little hilt that's just inside my boot.
Yeah, definitely. He's way too distracted. He's kind of checking you out. He's looking at your legs. His unoccupied hand might even like kind of slide down your leg towards like your ass cheek area. Just kind of.
So as he's distracted by what I'm doing, I'm gonna get a good grip on my gun and like still just doing the right body language to look like I'm being flirty, but I'll press it quickly like from the side of my knee, which is very close to his heart already, then suddenly press it right there while he just only has his little knife on the table.
He begins wide-eyed. Where are you pressing the gun again?
Right by his heart, because that's why I put my right leg up against his left side.
Right. He kind of like places his hands like up in the air, like, "Whoa, whoa, bitch, whoa, whoa."
It seems you don't take too many women very seriously, do you?
He's quiet, and his 2 buddies will actually kind of stand up very abruptly, kind of pushing the chairs to the floor even.
I'll keep the gun set on that guy's chest, but look towards them and say, leave. Your buddy will be following anyway.
They kind of look to each other, not very hesitant what to do, but eventually they do budge and like, "You're gonna get it, bitch! You better not leave this place!" And they'll kind of, scurry off very post haste, really.
I'll give a good, genuine side smile, like, all right, I'll take it in mind.
And as one of the guys kind of brushes past Jewel, she kind of sticks her foot out, and one of them does trip and kind of staggers. And he looks back to to Jewel, and kind of, "You're gonna get it too, bitch!" And they kind of walk off.
I will very slowly get off of Mr. Guy, but still have the gun like pressed exactly where it is, and keep my eyes trained on his, and tell him, "Get up."
He does so. Still hands in the air.
Yep, and I'm gun's still hard against him, but then I'll say, "Leave, and if I ever see you around this bar again, I won't just be threatening."
"Oh, don't you worry, bitch. We're gonna come back. Me and my boys are gonna burn this fucking place to the ground." And he'll kind of...
I'm gonna give him a slight, like, sassy slap on the cheek with my gun and just, like, turn around and walk away.
And he'll kind of follow his buddies. With that, Jewel kind of gives, like, a very sarcastic, like, golf clap, like, "Bravo, bravo."
You grow up in the 1800s, you get very tired of men speaking to you like that.
Randy, she kind of laughs like, "Huh, it's not the worst thing I've been called."
Good point.
And with that, Randy kind of gives a huge sigh of relief, but there's a lot of worry in his face, like, "Oh man, like, I gotta take care of these fucking hoodlums now." And he turns to you and says, "Well, thank you for the help. I'm sure them and them boys will be back, but I'll be okay."
Oh, I'm sure, and I'm sure you can handle it as well. You wouldn't run a place like this without seeing a few of those around.
Yeah, the old girl right here, she's been around for, near 100 years. My grandpappy opened her back in 1940-something, and I'm sure she'll be back more.
Well, if I could imbibe anything, I would cheers you to its long and healthy return.
Cool. And with that, Fang will re-enter the bar, and we'll cut there. So, we'll jump on over to Izzy. Izzy, you are in the San Diego docks. You're actually in the middle of a job of shipments. You're shipping a large cargo to the Las Víboras down in San Diego Bay. You are by a boat, actually, and your companion is a gangrel by the name of Jacob. He is kind of the foremaster in reorganizing like cargo shipments, and you have a number of humans with you as well that represent your gang. You can see their black leather jackets with the pack rat symbol on the back of the jacket.
Okay.
Yeah, so with that, the boat kind of goes into harbor. You see 3 men, all bald, very tattooed up, leather jackets. You can see they're obviously part of the Las Víboras, and they're waiting for you to dock. As the ship does dock, they kind of approach the boat, and they give like a signal. You guys probably organized some type of way to say like, "Hey, it's me," and "Hey, I'm here," kind of thing. So, Jacob will kind of approach you and say, "Well, Izzy."
Hello.
He kind of looks you up and down, and you could see kind of a disgust and kind of a worry because he knows how your personality is. He's like, "Listen, let's go about this without a hitch. Let's try not to make too many issues going on."
Oh, please, come on. You know me.
I do know you, and that's the problem.
Oh, I see. Well, there's nothing I can do about that then. Sure, yeah, alright, so here. And she, like, hands him whatever the thing is she's supposed I don't know, like...
Oh, it's like a giant cargo.
Yeah.
Just like boxes.
No, I didn't know if there was, like, a list or something.
Okay, yeah. No, there's no list.
manifest?
No manifest or anything. You see him, one of the humans kind of toss over the rope and they kind of tie it to the dock as it's kind of docking in. And the Los Viabores gang members kind of approach you and say, they kind of look at you again. They're not used to seeing too many Nosferatu. Like, ugh.
Oh, did I forget to put on my makeup again? Damn it, I'm sorry.
You're funny. And one of them kind of says, and
well, if you look like this, you have to be funny.
they'll laugh again. And you got the goods.
Yeah, I got it back over there.
It's very cliche, like you got the goods, you got the money, kind of deal. And Jacob will kind of push down one of the cargoes, and they open it like this little chest, and it's full of like military grade weaponry, like automatic rifles, pistols, etc., like that. And they kind of inspect it, and they're like, "Can we test one out?"
Of course.
So you hand him like a little small piece. You don't want like too crazy of a scene going on in the docks. And as he's inspecting the gun, he kind of points it towards you in a sideways fashion, and then he'll like.
He point it at the ground, like.
Yeah, he's kind of like, you know, smirking because he has power, but he'll move it to the left and shoot it off into the oceans. Like, it's good shit. And he'll kind of give a sharp whistle, and one of the guys will bring out 2 large steel briefcases full of money. You can estimate probably like 2 or 3 million.
All right.
Are you gonna count the money or anything, or kind of flip through it?
I'm gonna like kind of look at like count it real fast, like not take it out of the case, but you like run my eyes over it.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, it's all real. You can probably, with your profession, you could probably tell if it's counterfeit or not. And these are crisp bills, and Jacob kind of has a worry glance over his face, like kind of like, where'd you get the dough at?
Something wrong.
Nah, it's just it's a lot of marked bills, you know. Not used to seeing this kind of cash.
Yeah, especially not looking as nice as it does.
And they kind of, you know, they again give a whistle, and they're like, "All right, load it up." And you see kind of like a U-Haul truck, and your people will start loading the shipment into the truck. And with that, Jacob kind of approaches you and, well, guess I'll call Boris and let him know that the shipment's all done.
Yeah, you should probably do that.
Right, and he'll pull up. It's like a burn phone, obviously. It's a little old Sprint, an old flip phone. And he'll kind of walk away from you, dial some numbers, and like, hey, no. And if you choose to eavesdrop, you can.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. And actually, a minute later, as he's still talking on the phone, you get a phone call as well.
Oi. Hello?
Hello, yeah, is the shipment all, you got the money?
I got it. It looks nicer than a chap on his wedding day in a tux, but I got it.
Ah, yeah. Good. Now make sure the deal goes off without a hitch. You know, make sure that everything's all accounted for. Get your ass back here. We got some important business to discuss.
Alright, sure. Yeah, they're loading this stuff now.
Yeah. And he'll kind of hang up, and you'll notice, you know, kind of, Jacob is still talking on the phone.
You called Boris.
Are you gonna yell out to him?
Jacob!
He kind of looks back at you, he's like, hold on. And he'll kind of place his hand over the phone like, yeah.
You said you were calling Boris.
Yeah, I'm talking to him right now.
I was just on the phone with him, and I don't think he can be on the phone with 2 people at once.
You know, answering machine. I'm just, probably, you know, busy line or something.
You've been on the answering machine for longer than I was on the phone with him, though.
Well, I mean All right, yeah, bye. And he'll kind of hang up and it's like, so, that's gonna be a long message, huh?
Yeah. A little bit too long, if you ask me. What's going on?
He'll try to lie to you. Let me do a roll. You obviously know he's lying, but whether how good of a liar he is. No, he's pretty good at lying. He's got a 2 success. Oops, sorry. Hold on. I meant to do 7, but still he got 1 success. He kind of keeps composure. Again, you know, he's obviously fibbing. No, I was trying to call Boris here and his voicemail, so I just left a long message. I'm sure he'll get it though. You said you talked to him, right?
Yeah, I did.
You let him know that everything's good?
I let him know that it was being loaded onto the truck.
All right. Well, God, job well done then, right? And he quickly, you can obviously tell he's trying to diffuse the situation, just trying to change topics as quickly as possible.
Hey, should I call Boris and ask him to check his voicemail?
And with that, he kind of, his eyes widen, like, what? No, it's fine. It's fine.
Oh, but this is important, right?
Yeah, no, it's important. But if you told him that's a good, then we're square.
Uh-huh.
And he'll kind of give a heavy sigh, like, listen, all right, I was just warning some friends that our friends over there packing some heavy heat to watch out for the San Diego area, okay?
It was that.
Nah, I can't give you a name, but trust me, it won't tie back to you.
Yeah, but that's all stuff.
Right. They're not gonna steal it. I'm just saying, you know, like, don't go in the area. They're packing some heavy shit, you know.
Okay.
And again, very reluctant, like, when women, it's fine, like, yeah, okay, good, yeah, it's fine. And Bill's, again, try to make sure that everything's being all shipped out and carried on to the U-Haul truck.
Sure. I mean, I'm not gonna confront him about it right here.
Right.
So, a bit outnumbered.
Right. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So with that, the shipment's all done. You are actually taking the boat back to LA, where Boris is currently residing, into the undertunnels of LA. So with that, we'll jump over to Otto. Hello, Otto.
Oh, hello.
So, Otto, you are in the industrial nightclub called the Widow's Web. This is an old warehouse back in like the 50s in Hollywood, and it was shut down long ago, repurchased, and made into a nightclub. Because of the industrialization, there's a lot of buildings around it, and it's a very popular area. And the club that you're at specifically is very well known. A lot of politicians, celebrities go there, as well as the younger crowd, you know, looking for a good time. But you are actually standing, or currently in the Lilith's office. Lilith is your the gang leader, the boss, so to say. And with you are 2 of your companions, the mother matron known as Cilia. She's in charge of taking care of the entertainment, should we say, the women downstairs. And a Japanese man named Jin. He's very mysterious in nature, and he's also a Kui Jin. Very exotic. And he has a katana placed on the left side of his hip. And in this office, you kind of hear, you're kind of awaiting orders, and Lilith, with rolls up kind of like a cigarette, you know, those like fancy stems with like the cigarette at the end of it. She's very eccentric as a Tremere is. She says, "Listen, darlings, we have a very important guest coming today, and I need to make sure everything goes according to plan. We have
this.
Yes, and his name is John. His name is David Schwartz. He's might know him as the California governor. He's going to approach the bar or the club today, and Cecilia and I will make sure that all his needs are fulfilled. Jin will make sure that we are not interrupted, and Otto, I can trust you'll keep a close eye on him."
Oh yes, of course.
"Good, darling, good." And with that, she kind of stands up, kind of pulls out like a hand pocket mirror, and make sure that her makeup is on point, make sure that her hair is not frizzy or in a mess, and says, "All right, darlings, let's pay our dear California state governor, show him the time of our lives, shall we?"
This should be fun.
Yeah, so with that, the mother matron, Cilia, she'll kind of lead the way out the door first.
I will casually get up. I'm not in any rush.
Right. And you're in like the upper office. There's a large bay window that's tinted that kind of overlooks the club. And down the hallway there is kind of your office, which is the surveillance room. You'll notice that there's, monitors full of cameras arranging from the bars, the dance floor, the private rooms, and illegally they're in the bathrooms as well. So
yeah, I will head down there. Okay, yeah, I do not hear you.
I was just about to say, I can't hear him. I want to make sure that wasn't my issue.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me now?
Correct.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
So yeah, you kind of go to your surveillance room. It's very airtight. There's no oxygen leading into the room. And you'll see on the cameras that Lilith and Cilia have both occupied the bar. They are drinking a famous drink for Kindreds known as the Bloody Mary. It's it's blood that has been siphoned out with alcohol in it due to lovely blood donators. Yeah, and it's actually probably an hour or two later in the night where you see a very respectable looking man, suit, tie, very high class. You kind of see Lilith. There's no audio, but you do see Lilith kind of hug this guy, kind of like, "Oh, darling," kind of thing. And Cecilia will also kind of give him a hug, and he takes a seat at the bar, ordering another drink. And as the night kind of progresses, Cecilia will kind of like play with his hair casually and kind of whisper something in his ear while like looking up at the surveillance camera, kind of like, looking into your eyes sort of deal. And again, as the night kind of progresses, Jin kind of is making sure that no one is disrupting like the three of them, and they'll make their way to a private room where Jin is kind of stationed in front of a door, and you see like a giant, wall couch kind of deal, like kind of curved. Lilith and Cecilia are definitely having some adult fun back there, kind of, playing with their hair, kissing, groping, all that stuff. All that fun stuff that you cannot be a part of, unfortunately. But you do notice that Cecilia does look at the camera quite often as she's doing her business.
Yeah.
And you actually see a man approach Jin, trying to, enter the door. And Jin, immediately just not having any of it, just kind of shoves him, like, "Get the fuck out of here," kind of deal. And you do notice that he is holding something, like a manila envelope or like a letter or some sort. And he's very insistent, and Jin kind of, again, threateningly places his hand on his sword, sending the message for him to, you know, get the fuck out. So yeah, are you just gonna keep your eyes on the governor kind of deal?
Yeah, I think I will.
Good. So yeah,
I'll also kind of be checking other cameras and making sure Mr. Envelope, like, kind of keeping an eye on him too.
Right, and you'll notice that he kind of like, he's very dizzied, very confused as to like what to do with this fucking envelope that he's carrying. And he'll kind of, you know, spend minutes just kind of searching around. And while that's going on, again, adult fun is happening in the back. And they actually pull out some good old cocaine, what looks like. They kind of line it up on the table and partake in some pleasantries like that as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, incidentally, if I have any control over these cameras, which I kind of imagine I do, I'm doing the best I can to keep the only face really on screen as the governor's.
Right, yeah, you have very, not, I wouldn't say limited, but
Yeah.
you know, you can move the camera left and right. You can kind of zoom it in like 4 times maybe, but there's no audio equipment.
Yeah.
So with that, you do see the manila envelope guy. He kind of hands it to this bouncer, and the bouncer's kind of looking at it like, what the fuck do I do with this kind of deal? And you actually notice that he's sauntering his way up to your room. He's gonna... Otto, you in there?
The bouncer?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, the guy with the envelope? How does he know? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm in here. Come on in.
Okay, and he'll kind of open the door, and he's, oh man, it's so goddamn stuffy in here. How do you work in here?
It's not a problem. I like it. It's calming.
It's a little hard to breathe, but listen, I got this fucking envelope. I know Lilith says you don't want to be disturbed, but you want to take this for me?
Yes, I was keeping an eye on that. I was hoping someone would bring it up here.
Right. He kind of gives a nervous laugh. He's like, what, you know, kind of like a what the fuck else has he been looking at me doing kind of deal.
Not hearing you.
Oh, he hands you the envelope, and
yeah, I'll take it.
He'll
Thank
leave.
you very much.
So yeah,
and I will, while watching my cameras, I will open it up and look and see what I got.
Perfect. And we'll cut there as you're kind of reading the envelope, and we'll move over to Jasmine. We'll move over to Jasmine. So, Jasmine, you are a lawyer. You are working at your law firm called Alston and Bird. You're kind of working the late night shift. You've dealt with misdemeanors all night and parking tickets, as well as some other, like, you know, like formal business, which could involve drug trade and maybe even some gun trading or two, some heavy deposits of money.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, you actually have an appointment at a police station precinct, the LAPD precinct to be precise. And this man is named Bruce Malione. He was an ex-detective who has been discharged with drug use, unlawful, whatchamacallit, blanking.
Something unlawful.
Like unlawful conduct, there we go. Unlawful conduct and soliciting prostitution as well. Yeah. So as you as you make your way to the precinct, you kind of check into the front office, and they kind of, you see the police officer at the front desk, like, kind of give a disgusted look, like, oh, this fucking piece of shit. And he's like, you want to wait into the interrogation room? We'll bring the perp.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Perfect. And so he kind of leads you over there, places you in the interrogation room, and closes the door. Minutes after, you see kind of this broken-faced man. What used to be like slick back hair is now just a mess. Hasn't shaven for what looks like to be a week. He has very prominent crow's feet because he hasn't slept for days, maybe. And yeah, he kind of takes a seat You my lawyer?
Yeah, she'll extend a hand. I'm Jasmine Rosenthal. Yeah, I'm your defender.
Kind of looks at your hand and it's like, listen, lady, I'm not really here to make friends here, okay?
Well, me neither, but as long as we're cordial, I don't mind.
Right, cordial. So you actually have his whole kind of rap sheet in front of you, and again, it explains that he had cocaine in his pocket. There was heroin in his system. He was found sleeping with prostitutes. There was like video evidence, and yeah, this all the goodies. And this was submitted by an anonymous party. This club that he was at was called the Widow's Web.
All right. Well, this Mr. Malione.
Yeah.
This doesn't look. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is a little hairy, but why don't you tell me about the night that you were at the Widow's Web?
Listen, lady, I was framed. I keep telling the guys I was framed. I don't remember doing that. I wouldn't do that. Anybody who's anybody knows that I'm a somebody, you know? I do my job, I pay my taxes. I had a very loving wife, but she divorced me, but you know, after all this shit that just went down and
well, that's all right. Don't worry about it. We will sort this out.
Right. Man, you know your shit.
I do. Why don't you play back to me what happened at the Widow's Web?
Right. So me and my superior, Luke Dyson, he's the lead detective of the LAPD. We were investigating some rumors that there was prostitution and drug trafficking happening at this club, right? And so I says to him, you know, we got to be careful. And so we go into the club, we ask some questions, and you know, I meet this German guy, but he was Asian, you know? I didn't really catch his name. Fucking Arthur. You know what? His name is fucking Jackie Chan for all I know, okay? So he says we're gonna go into this room and, you know, he'll get his manager. But as we're investigating, I black out. And once I wake up and come to, you know, I'm sitting on this chair, and this guy, this fucking Jackie Chan guy, he says to me, you know, like, if we don't cooperate, he's gonna leak this information out. And I says, fuck you, you know, like, forget about it. And so I tell, you know, we walk out, and we go back to the precinct a week later. Motherfuckers, you know, they have me in handcuffs. They come to my house, they raid the place, they wake up my kids, they're crying. My wife, she's fucking screaming, she's yelling at me. She says she's gonna file divorce, she's tired of my bullshit, and I tell her, hey, you know, I'm not a perfect guy. I do some wrongs sometimes, I'm not proud of it. But you know what, we're all human, okay, lady?
Now let's go back to this. You said he looked like Jackie Chan.
Yeah, fucking, you know, Asian guy, you know, slick back hair, well dressed, but he talked with a German accent.
Okay, so he was like, all right. Now, you had never seen this man before.
Yeah, I know he worked at the club. That's why we talked to him. But other than that, no, I don't know his name. He never gave it to me.
All right, and do you know anything about this man other than he helped to set you up?
Nah, I don't know anything about him. Man, we were just investigating, you know. We were asking the bartenders. We were, you know, trying to play it casual as a customer, trying to get some extra services, you know.
Mm-hmm. All right, so who exactly found you with the cocaine?
God, my the police did, you know. They came to my house, they inspected my coats and my things, and there was a fucking bag of cocaine there. I don't even remember taking it, you know. Okay,
well, I mean, someone in your line of work is going to encounter people who are going to want to put you under some sort of, well, they're going to want to challenge your character.
You don't think I fucking know that, lady?
I'm just saying, for the purposes of defending yourself, this doesn't look, it's not as bad as it seems.
Right.
I mean,
right.
how is your police record?
He kind of rubs his temple. He's, I go through anger management sometimes, and I'm not proud. Again, I don't do the right thing sometimes, and maybe some unlawful conduct may happen, maybe some police brutality. But we gotta get the perps in jail. We gotta get the bad guys in there. I'm not a bad guy, lady.
Of course you're not. And just a quick explanation then, aside from the cocaine, is what exactly happened with this prostitute?
I told you, I blacked out. I don't remember doing it, but when he was showing me the tapes, we went into the back room, and some 5-foot tall hooker, straddles me, rides me, gives me a ride, and, gets my dick wet. I don't get it, Listen, lady, there's no laughing matter, okay?
Yeah, no, I am sorry. All right, so did you alert your fellow officers that you did black out?
Yeah, I tell them, and, they don't fucking believe me.
All right, so there could have been a chance that you had something in your system and they didn't take you to the hospital to check, is what you're telling me.
Well, I mean, they took me to the hospital and they found fucking heroin in my system. But I don't do that shit, I got no track marks on my arm, and he'll kind of, place his arms on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Like the chains of the handcuff kind of rattling against the steel top table.
Okay, well, I mean, unfortunately, that is not the only place where you can do heroin. How is, I don't know, are your toes clean?
You want to see my fucking feet? You want to give me a pedicure now?
Not me, no, sir, but I do want to defend your case.
Listen, lady, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm very reserved right now. I was recommended to you by a friend, and he said that you could take care of me, your peoples or whatever, Listen,
Who exactly
lady,
recommended?
I can't give a name, I don't want to.
Well, that's not very comforting on my end.
Listen, lady.
You want me to defend your case? You're not going to let me know who recommended you?
No, I'm not gonna. It doesn't fucking matter. What matters is I'm innocent and I got framed.
Okay, well, prove it to me somehow. If you don't prove it to me, I cannot prove this to a jury.
And he kind of places his palm over his forehead and looking down at the table. He's like, motherfucker. Like, listen, lady, I don't got proof. I'm being set up.
All right, so you think that the Jackie Chan man, you think that he set you up?
Yeah, he gave me a threat, He said if I don't comply with him, he's gonna ruin my life, and now we're here.
All right, sir. Well, I will look into this Jackie Chan man. All right, I will see if there's anything in your case that holds water.
All right, that's all I can ask for at this case. If not, I'm gonna be in the big house for a long time,
Yeah, well, I mean, in the meantime, you have been, aside from your anger management classes, you have been, I assume, an upstanding police officer.
Yeah.
We could probably get you out on relatively low bail. And you're not a flight risk or anything like that. So you can be comfortable potentially at home, is what I'm saying.
Fucking home.
At least for now.
My wife, she kicked me out, I gotta stay at some shitty motel downtown. Fucking A.
Well, I mean, that's your call. Do you want to stay in a shitty motel or do you want to stay behind bars?
I ain't got much choice, lady.
She's gonna just stand up, offer a hand, and then just immediately retract it and tell him to have a nice day and leave.
Right. So yeah. With that, he kind of he's gonna stay behind as he's waiting for the officer to escort him back to the holding, and yeah.
Before she leaves, she might run by the front of wherever LAPD's front desk is and ask if they have any information on Widow's Web.
Yeah. So again, they have like an evidence bag that they can kind of let you look at, but you can't keep. You can kind of take a gander at. You do see the bag of, like, they take you back to the evidence locker. They show you the bag of cocaine. They show you the medical records stating that there was heroin injected into his system, and you do see that there was a CD, a disc of like some kind of video that you haven't seen yet.
Okay. Is there any way I can take this or make a copy of it?
Yeah, I'll give you a copy of the evidence list, and we'll burn you a copy of that movie, okay? Just make sure it doesn't leak.
No, absolutely. I'm not a fucking amateur, but thank you.
Right. Deal with a lot of them, so you can never be too careful. And so, as you're kind of leaving the precinct, you are approached by a man, a very average height man, slick back hair, sunglasses, nice business suit, and he says, "Jasmine Rosenthal?"
Yeah, that's me. To whom do I have the pleasure?
Not important. What is important is I need you to hand this letter to our mutual friend, Xiaoling.
No, I'd really like to know who this is coming from.
It's inside the letter.
Uh-huh. Well, I still would like to know who you are, thank you.
I represent a powerful man named Jeremy MacNeil.
All right, well, thank you very much.
That.
Representative Jeremy MacNeil. You have a nice night.
Thank you, ma'am. So with that, everyone's kind of timeline is kind of matching up as we rewound time back, to the beginning of the night. You all have this letter in front of you. In Izzy's case, it takes her, a couple of hours to get back to LA from boat. Not too long, but you do arrive back into the Nosferatu undertunnels, where there's like a giant, the Shrek net, so to say. There's a lot of tech down there, and it's a giant email. Yes, no, maybe.
Elvish?
What? I'm sorry.
No, I was saying, does anyone want to take a break?
Actually, it's an hour into the game at least, so we could do our usual break and do a couple AMAs for some of our new characters. Who wants to stay and go? Otto, and I'll go. Alright, we'll start with Zabani as Otto, and I spelled his last name wrong, but it's Otto Namato? So go ahead,
Namoto.
You all know the procedure. Go ahead and ask Zabani questions about himself as a player or about his new character. So go ahead, or just even questions about our game. We know some stuff that maybe hasn't been discussed yet. We'll save secrets, but, go ahead, ask questions.
All right, so I've got one already. What kind of music does Anton listen to? Wow, I don't know where that came from. Does Otto listen to? He mostly listens to classical music. He also does kind of listen to like dance music, but that's more because it's where he works. It's what happens to be.
Does Otto like Kraftwerk?
His time in Germany was very shitty, and then he immediately came to America after his embrace, so he's not really big on his German heritage. Like, his experience in Germany was Germany during the Great Depression, followed by concentration camp, followed by leaving and going to America. Why did I choose to play this character? I chose to play this character because I wanted to play a Ravnos, and I wanted very specifically to play a completely non-racist Ravnos. So that's kind of what guided every choice. The Ravnos in the clan book say that World War II was a big deal for them, and that's kind of where I got him being German, him being Japanese. That all kind of came together for there. What am I drinking tonight? I just finished my Blue Moon. I will probably grab a new one here soon. And that's what I've got. What was the inspiration for your character, and why was it Eurotrash Techno? It wasn't Eurotrash Techno. It was concentration camp and internment camp. Both. What am I drinking? I'm still drinking Blue Moon. What do you think Otto's biggest flaw is that could bite him in the ass? Well, the Ravnos clan flaw is they have a vice. And a lot of them try and avoid their vice. But Otto kind of lives it and makes a living out of it. And if you can't tell yet, he likes to blackmail people. Which, by the way, thanks to C.S. Graham for that, giving me the idea of avarice, and then that turned into blackmail. I was super excited about that. Concentration camp techno. I didn't say anything about techno. What is wrong with you, C.S. Graham?
He said dance, but a lot of people confuse the two.
Yes, Blue Moon. No, C.S. Graham is not helping. He is. I am not techno. I am not Eurotrash. What is? I don't even. Literally. Yeah, Blue Moon is. If I'm not gonna be snobbish and like pretentious about my beer, which I usually am, Blue Moon is my go-to. I can't drink anything cheaper or shittier than Blue Moon. Like I couldn't handle any light beers. All right. Last name is Namato. Namato.
I fall.
No, it's not a problem. It has some kind of vague meaning, but I'm too lazy to go figure out what it was again, so it's just a Japanese last name.
Wait, your name's not Jackie Chan?
Okay, that's racist. I am Japanese, not Chinese, and I'm not even really all that Japanese. I'm only half Japanese.
Alright, unless there's more questions for Bonnie, I'll take questions now. You can ask me questions, or you can ask questions about my character, Sidonie Moreau. And we'll do that for a little bit longer before we get back to the game.
While we're waiting for questions to come up for you, I will answer the Winter Knight's last question. By dance music, I mean what he usually listens to of his own accord is like classical music. But he kind of listens to like club music because he works in a club and it's hard to avoid that. So he's kind of become inundated with it and is used to it at this point.
Okay, what music does Sidonie listen to? So she was born like kind of mid-late 1800s and grew up in that time frame where like music was mostly like classical. So she really loves classical. But since then, she's definitely interested in some world music, stuff that really expresses an area's culture. So she's got weird, eclectic tastes, but is also not very interested in more modern rock or techno. It's just too new to her. What is Sidonie's favorite booze? Back when she was human and she drank it, it would have been red wine, because she's French. That's just what she would have liked growing up. When she like hit, her 18 years, 20-ish, she would have really enjoyed that. It might even like kind of miss it sometimes when she drinks blood, thinking like, it's so close, but not the same. What is Sidonie's biggest character flaw that could bite her in the ass? Without giving anything specific away, and Revolver did actually slightly mention it earlier, she does have a curse on her that causes her to occasionally have little spells of being unlucky. So it basically makes difficulties occasionally go up in point every now and then. Could be different things now and then. What would Sidonie and would Sidonie and Benedict get along? I think Sidonie would definitely love Benedict. Benedict can be a bit hard to please, but I think he might like her. He might at least, think she's an okay person. What was the inspiration behind the character? It kind of all tumbled together out of nowhere. I started thinking like, what culture or area is she from, and I just sort of made her the daughter of a 1800s explorer, and I started reading up on that and decided on the Congo era, which is like late 1800s, so on and so forth. You've probably seen plenty of movies that are like all that, so that spiraled everything out from there, and I decided to make her French just because, kind of, honestly. It's like, why not? If Sydney Wood were a male, which would she be? That is a 1 week long question. I get a week to decide stuff like that, so I'll get back to you later, Hope. To expand on Zabani's question, would Nate have awkward feelings meeting her? I don't understand. Would he have awkward feelings meeting her? I'm not sure why. If you can expand, I'll answer. Artica says, French, older. Was she in the French Revolution? No. She was born like 1868, I believe. So, she's a little old, you know, say for like a human even, but she's not that old, even for Kindred. And can Sydney make a great baguette? Yes, she knows how to cook from her mom. Whenever her dad was away on long trips, expeditions, she learned a lot of things from her mom. So she would have definitely learned how to bake and, you know, pair cheeses with wine, I guess. Other than Modi's question, would Nate have awkward feelings meet her? Cause she's, I don't know. What do you boys? She's slightly Gentile, being born to an explorer from centuries gone by, and knows how to handle no, Sydney's... Okay, so Sydney's pretty confident. I don't know how... You tell me how Nate would feel. You're asking me how your character would feel. I don't know how to answer that, son. You tell me. Keep watching.
Alrighty.
Yeah, that sounds good.
We good to go?
Yeah.
Everyone ready?
Oh yes, I'm quite ready.
Alright. So, yeah, again, as we all kind of progress through the same night, during the same time, kind of dealio, you all receive this letter. In Elvish Dame's case, it's an email. And it is from you. From the envelope, you see a not a stamp, a crest of some sort, like a king's writ, you know, kind of deal, like when they stamp it. I'm losing the word.
Email?
Yeah, I'm losing the word.
Like a wax seal?
Yeah, like a wax seal. Thank you.
Is that, please tell me it's just a clip on the email.
It is. It's actually just like a giant circle, just
Like someone who has no idea how to send an email.
And it is initialed JM. When Fang reads this kind of letter, he exactly knows what's going on. Same with pretty much that's the only one. And as you all kind of open this letter simultaneously or read this letter, it states, Jeremy MacNeil requests your audience at address here. Take a maximum of 2 representatives with you and no weapons. And you see a date in 2 days from now. So it'd be on a Sunday.
I was still at the bar. I had been dealing with this guy waiting for Fang and Joel to come back. Did I open it? Other than, like...
No, Fang entered the door
Okay.
towards the end of the scene, yeah. And he, you know, kind of made pleasantries, and you guys opened the letter together.
Okay.
So we'll start with Dame. As you kind of read this letter, Boris kind of shows you are kind of with your 3 companions. You're with Boris Finn, who is the leader of the pack rats. You see this kind of tech nerd named Destiny. She's the one that received the email and is showing everyone. And Jacob, the gangrel that you were with earlier. Because you are so new within the Anarch Free States, Izzy, you actually do not know you don't know Jeremy MacNeil personally. You may have heard stories about him. He is the revolutionary who basically founded the Anarch Free States back in 1972. Before it was Camarilla owned, and then he kind of started this revolution and slowly liberated all these cities within Southern California, all the way up to San Jose.
Shit.
Yeah, so Boris kind of turns to you. He's like,
Well, Izzy, what do you make of it?
Somebody don't know how to put good clip on an email.
You got it.
That's why I keep you around. Definitely not for your brains.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate that.
And yeah, again, this Jeremy MacNeil guy, he's definitely a celebrity among Kindred, even if you don't necessarily agree with his ideals. Like if you're Camarilla or Sabat, you would definitely know the name Jeremy MacNeil. And so he kind of, again, studies this email. And he says,
well, looks like we need 2 of us. Jacob, Izzy, you're coming with me on Sunday, okay?
Okay. I don't see why not.
yeah. And, yep, with that, so he kind of says,
Make sure your things are prepared. Kind of scout out the area, maybe. Make sure this ain't no fucking ambush.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'll do that. Oh, by the way, what's his face from Last Be Boris? They were acting real shady when we were dropping off the stuff.
you're saying the Jacob was?
No, was it Jacob that was making the call?
Yeah, Jacob was saying that he was calling Boris, but he was talking to someone else.
Oh, and he's here. I thought, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. I don't say that.
Okay. I was just making sure.
I thought you were talking about the gangrel guy that was with us. Sorry.
Yeah, the gangrel guy is with you. He's part of your gang.
Yep, his name is Garland.
No, Jacob. Garland is... Yeah.
Oh, his picture's tiny. We'll have to fix that later.
It says Garland. I'm sorry.
That's under Warhounds.
No, pack rats.
What?
It says on my page that I'm looking at. I'm sorry! I'm derailing things.
I'm ruining it!
No, we can all blame Elvish.
I'm only reading!
I fixed the site up.
No, it was my fault. Anyways, yes. So we'll switch back over to Otto here. As you're reading this envelope again, it says, what I stated earlier. Again, you would probably know who Jeremy MacNeil is. You haven't met him personally because he was more focused on like the LA area. And yeah, he's again quite the celebrity.
Do I, out of curiosity, know what clan he is?
No.
Alright. Well then, I will set it aside and continue my filmography.
Right. And as you kind of read the letter and look up, they're kind of nearing the end of their adult fun, and the California governor will kind of dress himself up and kind of brush his hair back, trying to look as professional as a skeevy gentleman club patron would be, and he leaves out the private room and starts to make his way out the front door. And you definitely see Lilith and make kind of like eye contact with you and to make sure that you caught everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So again, we'll jump over to Spira, our lovely Sid. As you kind of see Fang glance over this letter as he's done reading it, he'll hand it over to you two. Jewel and yourself.
I'll probably like hold it between her and me and just like scan it together. And then I would like look at her and back to Fang and just have a sly smile.
Yeah, again, you would know who Jeremy MacNeil is. You probably never met him in person just because of your relative short time in the Anarch Free States, but you definitely know who he is.
I mean, I've been there a couple of decades. I feel like maybe I've like met him once, but not like not like I know him personally. But I would definitely know him, and I would be like, "What do you make of this?"
Fang will kind of give like a slight smile. It's like, "Well, son of a bitch, I guess it's happening again."
Oh, what is happening?
Well, whenever we got letters like this here, usually meant war was approaching.
With who? With what person? What faction sect?
Well, don't know the details yet, but if I had to take a if I was a gambling man, I'd say the Camarilla might be looking to take back some of their land, some of their lost cities.
Worthless pigs.
Yep. So we best prepare for 2 days to come. We'll make our way north. We know a little hole in the wall. Pay a visit to Lilith.
Of course.
And with that, he kind of tips his cowboy hat towards Jacob. He's like, Jacob. And before he actually does leave, he's like, almost forgot Jacob. And he will saunter over towards like the knife that's still sticking out from the table that you dealt with the gang members. And he'll kind of slit his wrist in a way so that blood comes out. And he's like, Jacob, I think it's been a while. And you kind of see like the hungry look in Jacob's eyes as he's slightly addicted to this vitae and will start to drink the blood off of Fang's wrist.
I will full body turn away while this is happening, and if anyone's actually like looking at me closely, they'll probably see like a slight shudder go through my shoulders.
Yeah, with the ruckus that happened on earlier, a lot of the patrons did leave because they didn't want to be involved with the outcome of that, or the tornado, so to say.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people did leave. There may be like 1 or 2 bar patrons that aren't really paying attention. They're more paying attention to the television.
I would just say, I wouldn't care if any human saw me like shudder with whatever's going on, but I also wouldn't worry about Fang or Jewel noticing. I think they kind of know this about me at this point.
Right, yeah. So, with that, we'll kind of move on over to Jasmine. And again, you're reading this letter. Because you're, again, a relatively new kindred, you may not even have heard of this Jeremy MacNeil because you are so new to the Kindred lifestyle. And yeah, you would have no idea who this person is.
Okay, yeah. He said to pass it along to her friend in the Dragons.
Yeah, so he mentioned Zhao Lang by name. That's your representative. That's your gang leader, so to say, of the Dragons. And you find it unusual because not many people know his name, so.
Yeah. No, we'll just immediately call him up and tell him that she's got the letter.
Right, and as the phone conversation is going on, you kind of set up a meeting place to where you're going to meet. It's at this Chinese restaurant called Jade's Cuisine. It's a restaurant that he owns. It's kind of a front for his wrongdoings, so to say, his legitimate business.
Okay.
So yeah, as you make your way over there, you kind of check in, say you're here for Zhao, and they lead you upstairs. It's a very... Have you ever seen Rush Hour, where it's like downstairs is like the, small Chinese restaurant, then upstairs is like the lavishly fined carpet with like the big screen TV and cameras everywhere. It's very similar to that.
Yeah.
And he'll take the letter from you, and he has a Fu Manchu kind of mustache going on, as well as like facial hair, and he'll kind of like brush it. He's like, And you said a mutual friend gave this to you.
Yeah, he would not disclose his name. He just says that he represents Jeremy MacNeil.
Right, yes. And how was your meeting with that officer?
Good. He claimed that Jackie Chan framed him, so that's gonna be fun at trial.
Jackie Chan. Fucking Americans. And I presume he was at the Widow's Web?
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to look into that.
Most likely Lilith's work at hand.
Is that someone I should know?
You would definitely know because the dragons and the streetwalkers are kind of enemies. They are very, their territories border each other, with LA and Hollywood being so close. And a lot of times Lilith will, the streetwalkers will often blackmail or contort to hire political officials to take over territory that the dragons rightfully own.
Okay. Will it be safe getting to the Widow's Web?
For you, you might get a kind of a glare or two, just because they may know who you are and who you represent. However, because you're such a new kindred, maybe not a lot of people would know. It would definitely be those with a lot of information around like the area.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, go for it.
No, I was just going to ask him, so do you want me to accompany you to this sort of meeting?
Yes, you and Scarlet will be my representatives, and we'll see what this Jeremy MacNeil has for us.
Yeah, so who exactly, he is not with Lilith, is he?
Jeremy MacNeil, no. No, he is not with the Streetwalkers or Lilith at all.
Okay. Just asking, Mr. I forgot his name already, and I'm
Xiaoling.
Asking Mr. Xiaoling. Is there anything that we can expect from this sort of gathering?
Well, if I had to guess on these kindred, I would predict that it has something of importance.
All right, well, let me know when it's time to get going, and I'll be there.
Yes, we'll meet here on Sunday, right when dusk breaks. So with that, does anyone have like downtime they want to do within these 2
I never
days?
actually got the chance to tell Lilith. I'm curious how she would react.
Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry. We'll jump back to Otto. So yeah, hours later, the club is kind of closing. You all kind of meet back up into Lilith's main office, and I presume you give her the letter.
Yeah.
Yeah, she kind of glances over it and gives a very, very warm smile, and kind of like with her finger like outlines her lip. Says, "Oh, MacNeil. That's a name I haven't heard in some time."
Any idea what this is about?
Yes, back in, well, it was much before I met you, Otto. There were many wars fought over the Free States. The Camarilla would try to reclaim their lost cities, and the Sabbat would try to invade. I presume it has something to do with an unsuspected visitor.
All right. Well, it should be interesting.
Yes, I would like you, Otto, as well as lovely Jin here, to accompany me.
Will you be able to survive without your sword?
He kind of gives you like a warrior smile, you know, like a very bold smile. He's like, my sword is not the deadliest about me.
Well, that should be fun to watch.
And yeah, so with that, she kind of leaves Cecile like, I trust you'll manage things around in our absence, and come Sunday, we'll have quite a show, I imagine. So, yeah, does anyone have any downtime they would like to do within those 2 days?
I think I would just want to like maybe talk to Fang or Jewel, whoever I might be more personally close with. It seems like Fang's a little more elusive, but either one to ask them a bit about Jeremy.
Yeah, Fang is not necessarily like hiding secrets from you, but he does not divulge information that he's not asked about, really. Jewel's a little more open because you guys are kind of buddy-buddy. So what did you want to ask them?
Also, where are the Warhounds staying right now? Because we move around, but we have like territory with both the Streetwalkers and Pack Rats to stay.
Right, yeah. So you would be in Sandy Center right now, which is kind of the middle between LA and San Diego. If you drove up to LA, it'd be about like an hour and a half. You can make it within the day, really. And you would definitely be able to, go to the Widow's Web and ask for some shelter if you'd like to act that out.
Who owns the Widow's Web?
That would be Lilith, yeah.
Okay,
Lilith,
that's why I wanted to make sure I had that right. Okay, well, I would assume, like, we kind of already set that up. Jewel and I would be heading there, if not Fang as well, but I would motion to her, like, hey, can we have a moment to talk after reading the letter?
Sure, what's up?
I remember a long time ago when I was still back out east, hearing about this Jeremy MacNeil. I know he's essentially the leader that led the Free States to being a thing. What do you know about him?
Well, he's kind of a crazy fuck, like a lot of Scots are. But he's got a good head on his shoulders. I guess he's been through some rough patches back when the Camarilla were here, which is why he wants to keep this the way things are.
Yes, out east, he has he seems almost legendary. People speak of his name as like a character, not a person.
She kind of like gives a hearty laugh, like, huh, that old fuck a celebrity? Yeah, I guess he kind of is, but don't let that wily kook keep you off your feet, No,
I understand. It's just, I think the problem was out east was that there was... If there were anyone considering themselves an anarch, it was almost only in 09. There was nothing, there was no organization. Not out like here in the Free States. So I think anyone who likes the idea of being an anarch, having a free place to live as a kindred, they needed a name. They needed the Batman hero of sorts.
Huh. I was never really into comics, but yeah, I can kind of see that.
But you make it sound like he's just another person.
I mean, yeah, he's just another one of us, He drinks blood, he sleeps at night, or he sleeps during the day. He's just one of us, but he's got a name.
I like to hear that. I'm excited to meet him.
Huh. Well, don't get your hopes up,
That would be pretty much. Sydney just wanted to talk to her a bit more, find out if there was. She actually is now interested in Jewel after everything she heard out east of him being kind of this big name. Jewel just going it's whatever. He's a guy. Is gonna give Sydney a lot to think about.
Right. Yeah. Does anyone else have anything down for free time?
I mean, other than getting my video nice and edited and where it needs to be.
Yeah, so you definitely take some time in your home studio to kind of splice things up, make sure everything's rendered correctly and edited, take out all the boring parts, sort of deal. Izzy or Jasmine?
No, we're pretty much just gonna go. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you'll just kind of be hanging around, playing your Xbox and your video games, whatever you Nosferatu do.
Yeah. No, actually. So actually, is there anything I can kind of look into as to why they might have been acting a bit weird?
The gangrel, Jacob? Yeah, you can definitely approach him if you'd like.
Okay, yeah, I am.
Sure. So he's kind of he doesn't necessarily stay underground like the other Nosferatu. He actually has an apartment very locally close by.
Fancy. Okay.
So as you kind of approach his apartment door, it's no secret. He answers the doors like, Izzy, what are you doing here?
I think you were acting weird, and I think you should explain it. I didn't want to say nothing in front of the others.
He kind of like peeks his head out, you know, like the door's kind of cracked open. He kind of looks outside. He's like, "Come in." So as he kind of, you know, want anything to drink? Well, drink.
You have stuff.
He kind of opens up this like nice like medical refrigerator with like blood bags in them that kind of keeps him sustained.
Sure.
Yep. So he'll kind of like tear it open, kind of pour it in a glass and hand it to you.
Thank you. So you're acting real weird, Jacob. Oh, I noticed it's bad.
God damn it. Yeah, so you look, I used to be part of the Warhounds back in the day, and you know, I still kind of have a soft spot, even though I think their leader's a little bit of a hard ass at times. His direction is 100 places at once, you know.
Yeah, you just parted ways, right? Just like wasn't working out.
Yeah, we had a mutual understanding, so I kind of represent the good will of the Warhounds, but working for the pack rats.
Sure. But what does that have to do with the deal that went down yesterday?
Right. Listen, I was letting Fang know that the Vipers, they had some pretty heavy stuff. You know, you saw the cargo, saw the weapons inside. They don't, you know, necessarily buy that for protection. You know, I just want to make sure, you know, he's okay. That he stays far away from San Diego right now.
What's happening in San Diego?
I don't know. That's the thing. Vipers, they occupy all of San Diego County. I just want to make sure he doesn't stick his nose in too deep.
Okay, so just trying to watch out for an old friend then. Then why are that?
Yeah, you can say that.
Why would you hide that, Jacob?
Well, you know, we were in the middle of a deal. I didn't want to, you know, I didn't want them to overhear me.
Okay. Yeah, no, I suppose that makes sense. Sure. You all right?
Yeah, I'm a little nervous about this meeting, but I think everything will work out for the best.
Okay. Sure. Oh, this guy, this Jeremy guy. Is there like a dress code?
He kind of looks at you up and down. He's, well,
I can't fix me face, but you know, I can put on some new duds.
Yeah, I would say maybe dress to impress in your case.
Meaning just not a ripped up t-shirt. Got it.
He'll give kind of like a hearty chuckle with that.
Alright, well, thanks. Okay, you just take care.
Yeah, keep this between us. You know how Boris gets. He's a little paranoid.
He gets a lot paranoid.
Say that again.
Alright, well, good luck. I'll see you later.
Yep, and with that, he kind of walks you to the doorway and closes the door.
Can I still take this?
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Great.
Yeah, so Jasmine, do you have any downtime you'd like to...
Yeah, just a quick contact. She's got like a contact in journalism. She just wants to know as much as she can about Widow's Web.
Sure, yeah. You know that it was an old factory for linens, like shirts and stuff, but it closed down and was recently bought up by a Lilith Drewberry. And she turned this into a nightclub, an industrial nightclub for young people. A lot of celebrities have attended, like movie stars, TV personalities, etc., as well as police officers that shouldn't be going there, like dirty cops. And it does have that reputation of, you know, anything you want, you kind of get.
Okay. Debating if I want her to go down before the meeting or not.
Yeah, you're most certainly welcome to.
No, I'll wait. I will wait.
Okay, so yeah, over the course of 2 days, it's now Sunday. Dusk is about to break. Everyone kind of has their own lodgings. I know Otto has his own apartment kind of near the club. Izzy stays underground, I assume, with the other Nosferatu. Yeah. Jasmine has her own little condo, and Sid is in residence with Lilith. She kind of has like this guest house that allows the Warhounds to kind of stay in turn for their protection, make sure that no trouble kind of spurs up in the streets or anything. So it is at the break of dusk, around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. You all kind of arrive at different times with your respective party. You all do notice that there is a police barricade that kind of align the warehouses. It's a bunch of warehouses, bunch of dock warehouses. There's multiple buildings there, and you do see individuals kind of, you know, pulling out something out of their sleeve, showing that to the cop, and they kind of brush and move them all along. And yeah, we'll start with Otto. So you arrive with Lilith and Jin in actually a fine car. She has a chauffeur that she kind of, you know, uses the humans to travel, or to, you know, chauffeur her around. And yeah, so you guys kind of arrive first because you would be somewhat close. And yeah.
Interesting. What do you think is with the police barricade?
Well, I would suspect they don't want any unwelcome visitors.
Well, I suppose we go in then.
Yes, and they'll kind of, Jin kind of leaves the car, as well as the driver, and then the driver kind of runs off to Lilith's side, opens the door for her, and closes it after she leaves. And she'll kind of make her way towards the police barricade.
I will follow. This is her show.
Right. And so as they approach, the police officer says, "Business." And she kind of looks towards Jin. Jin pulls out the letter that they received with the wax seal on it, and they kind of brush you forward, like, all right, move along. And you are directed into this old abandoned warehouse that used to be a shipyard. It is now aligned with a foundation, sort of like a stage. There are a number of people in there. Probably, by the time you get there, probably like less than a dozen, probably like 10 or so.
Yeah.
And you
Anybody
can probably
recognize?
You do recognize a couple of faces. Bunch of no names, but they are definitely Kindred. And yeah, so far they're just a bunch of no names.
All right.
Next to arrive would definitely be Jasmine with her party, Zhao Ling, and Scarlet, which kind of acts as his bodyguard. And you two again arrive by chauffeur. You kind of approach the police barricade. They kind of motion you in. Anything
You're saying we showed up?
No, Jasmine. Jasmine
Okay.
would be the next to show up, yeah. Is there anything you want to ask or do?
Nope.
Okay, yeah, so you enter this, the shipyard warehouse, old abandoned. You definitely see, around a dozen Kindred there just kind of piled up. There's definitely, the foundation. There's people in suits kind of aligning the border of the foundation as well to make sure that no one kind of goes up and ruins the party sort of deal. The next one to arrive would be Izzy and Boris and Jacob. Again, they kind of, same routine. And there you would definitely see Lilith that you would recognize, as well as Otto. You would not recognize Jasmine at all and the dragon side. You may have heard of their names, but you couldn't put a face towards it.
Okay.
And then last but not least, it would be Sid and her party, Fang and Jewel. Again, same routine. They kind of motion you in, show the letter, and you see about around 24 Kindred all lined up, or all packed into this warehouse.
Yeah. I would, as I usually do, anytime I walk into a new place, do perception alertness just to see if I catch anything interesting.
Okay.
What's my difficulty?
5.
Oh, okay. Well, because I actually have a lowered difficulty for perception alertness stuff.
Yeah, I counted that in.
Okay, go. Look at you, Mr. ST. Doing stuff.
All fancy like.
Sweet.
Yeah, you're very perceptive. You would actually kind of feel the tension, the glares, so to say, coming from the Vipers. You notice that they are here too. You see Anthony Morales. He's there, as well as his 2 companions with him, and they're definitely shooting you some mean looks.
Nice.
But as far as you know, everyone has kind of sanctioned the no weapons rule. You can't see any visible, like, swords or guns or knives or anything like that. Chains.
Okay. Alright. Just wanted to do my usual look around. And, like, what are Fang and Jules' body language?
Fang is he's a very confident man. He has no worries in the world. However, he does still keep his wits about him. He does kind of look around and see some familiar faces. Kind of gives a wave to, like, Anthony Morales, the leader of the Vipers, as well as like a ma'am to, like, Lilith, because they have sort of a history together. Jewel is kind of acting the same way that you do, and where she's very alert, checking for danger, make sure that nothing sneaks up on her.
Okay. Otherwise, I'll just follow them in.
So yeah, as you guys are all packed into this warehouse, you're kind of waiting for the show to start. You do feel the pins and needles, so to say, the tension in this room, as, you know, there hasn't been a gathering of gangs like this in probably like a couple decades. And you definitely feel the, you know, the anger, the bloodlust, the, you know, the envy maybe of other gangs that might have, with just due to, you know, their ties, as well as like the familiar faces. You kind of see them also kind of part ways, like they stand near people they know that won't stab them in the back kind of deal. And yeah, as you guys are kind of waiting, you see a gentleman, kind of laid back, casual suit, you know, buttons kind of laid down, blazer that's not buttoned up or anything, and he says, well, don't we have a bunch of fucking miscreants here? And everyone kind of like, and so he kind of reads the body language and is like, welcome everyone, welcome. As you can see, we've got quite the party here. We've got the Vipers as well as the Warhounds sitting right next to each other. We've got the Streetwalkers and the Dragons in the same fucking room. Who'd have thunk this will happen in the next century, eh? And he kind of, you know, as a spokesman would, kind of walks around the stage a bit, and he says, well, ladies and gentlemen, all you bloodsuckers out there, we've quite the news here. And he kind of, you know, motions his hand this way, and you see a gentleman carrying he has like a push cart kind of deal, like a dolly, and there's like a curtain, and he pushes it towards the front of the stage, and he rips off the curtain, and you see an individual gagged and bound inside the cage, and he is completely naked. And he says, you see here, lads, we got a fucking Camarilla scum in our midst. They're looking to liberate their lands and purge the non-believers And again, you kind of hear the heckling and the booing and all that stuff. And he says, well, and this motherfucker right here seems a new prince is in town, and it's up to us to drive him out, stick a stake in his heart. And the man gagged, kind of like shakes his head, like kind of deal. He's very struggling, trying to like get up, and he says, "Now, I propose a truce upon us all here. We don't fight, we don't fuck with each other, and most importantly, we work together. We need to drive the Camarilla scum out of here. As you can see, this fuck right here was caught trying to steal the shipment out of my yard here, and he killed one of my men. So I always say, blood for blood." And one of the gentlemen pulls out a knife, and he kind of slits the Kindred's throat, and he just kind of immediately after just kind of plops to the ground, and his body begins to age as he experiences the final death. And yeah, so with that, he says, now, the lot of you will stay behind, but the lot of you, well, I need you to keep an eye out. If you get any whiff of those Camarilla dogs, you report to me or one of my men, eh? Or you report to your superior and they'll report to me. However it works. And if you decide to betray us, or if any of one of your Camarilla fucks are in here, snuck your way in like little thieving rats, well, let this be a warning. Let this be a warning to you. And he kind of spits on the body, or he tries to spit on the body. He just kind of he doesn't have saliva. He just goes like "Patuah" kind of deal. And with that, you see the men kind of scatter about, and each person with a a suit kind of approaches each one of your gang leaders and the Vipers to stay behind for further briefing kind of deal.
The assumption being that we're to leave and just the gang leaders are to stay in here?
No, you guys are staying, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So with that, I say, let the hunt begin. And you hear a lot of the no-name Kindreds as well as the Vipers. They kind of cheer like, hell yeah! Woo! And they immediately, minutes, probably like a half an hour, they all start to clear out. And the 10 of you sorry, not the 10 of you, the math, 15 of you are left with Jeremy MacNeil. Yeah, 12. Shh. No, there's 5.
Say anything.
5 times 3. Yeah, 15. I was right.
15-ish. That's fine. Just add an ish and you're good.
Yeah.
No, 5 gangs, 3 members each. 15. Yeah.
You're scoring one of them.
Yeah, details. Anyways, so as the room begins to clear, he's like, well, don't we have the big fucking 5 here? We got the Warhounds, the Pack Rats, the ever-loving Streetwalkers, and Lilith. We've got the Dragons, and most importantly, we got the Las Fibrois. How are y'all lads doing today? And they kind of, give pleasantries, and let me cut to the chase here. We've got leads here. We might know where the Camarilla dogs are hiding about, holding up in their labs, doing whatever the fuck those little prince bastards do. And he'll kind of say, so I propose we need a representative of one of each. Go check it out.
Michel MacNeil?
Hi, the French lad, what do you want?
Lad?
I am just curious, do we know that these are operatives and not brainwashed younglings that don't know any better?
Hi, I see you're new here. This ain't the first rodeo you see. all the Yankees and whatnot would call it. And he again kind of motions one of the people, and they all kind of hand you like these manila envelopes with full body pictures, and they see it's a depicted of one of the men that he was talking about slain with a giant cardboard of like a smiley face. And he says, "You see, my lad here, he was found dead a couple of fortnights ago, and we need to make sure that these Camarilla fucks don't try to overtake the Free States, you know." And so we had my people. We made sure to gather information from that fuck in the cage over there, and he was said there was about 5 Camarilla dogs here, and a prince named Isaac.
Major MacNeil, I mean no offense. I'm not new to the Camarilla's tactics. I just wanted to check that these weren't the Camarilla equivalent of shovelheads.
I can see you're concerned, lass. And no, I don't believe they're these shovelheads, as you say.
That one aged pretty quickly. He's been around for a while.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said that one aged pretty quickly. He's probably been around for a while.
Aye, he's quite the looker, eh? Even when he's dead.
Jasmine's gonna shoot a look at Jackie Chan. Otto. But otherwise say nothing. She just looks concerned.
Okay. He says, "Well, if we don't have any questions, I would like to know the representatives here." And from the Warhound side, you see kind of Jewel kind of step forward, like, you know, like, "I'll do it." But then Fang immediately places a hand on her shoulder, kind of like pushing her back, like, "Let's see what the new blood got. I want to see your worth."
My eyebrows will go up a little bit, but I'll be quiet. Just not say anything.
All right, and he kind of looks to you like, "Can you handle it?" kind of look.
After my initial kind of surprise, I'll give a little laugh. Yes, well, let's see what I can do.
Gives you a chance to know this John McMahon over here. And he kind of nudges his head towards MacNeil.
I'll give a very, not flirtatious, but, like, meaningful smile, like.
Gotcha. Like the nervous, like,
like, we'll see what we get out of each other, kind of like.
Right. Otto.
I'll actually say, I'll look at Lilith and say, "I suppose that's me then."
She kind of like flirtatiously brushes like the back of your head, you know, like kind of petting it. It's like, "Yes, Jin needs to be by me at all times, and well, since you're the only one here, I would imagine you would be okay with it."
I can handle it.
Right, and then Boris forcefully, like with a palm on Izzy's back, just kind of like pushes you forward and like,
"Take her. She's all right. She's with me."
Yeah, I'm so good. I'm fine. Like
Why the fuck you talking like that?
Fuck you. This is how I always talk.
Hey, she's a bit of a weird one, but she knows her shit, so take care of her.
and then Zhao Ling again will kind of give a look to Jasmine, like, well, are you gonna do something or what?
Yeah, I guess that's me then.
And then from the Viper's side, you see Anthony kind of look at his men, and they seem to be arguing as to who is going to be representing said Vipers, and ultimately it's this bald gentleman named Marcus, and he's very, tatted up from head to toe. He's got tattoos all around his cranium, as well as like
Sorry,
his
his
neck.
photo didn't load. Oh, I think you cut out.
Oh, I was saying he's all sleeved out in tattoos, and he says,
Yeah, I'll take care of your fucking Camarilla problem. I don't know if these guys can keep up with me, but I'll lead them.
And with that, MacNeil kind of scans the 5 of you and says, "Well, quite the party we have here, ain't ya?" And he again kind of waves his hand over. Another gentleman will bring like a tray of these phones. Underneath is a slip of paper with the telephone number on them, a burn phone. He says, "I'd like one of you to take one of these, eh? Exchange contact information, and we'll give you the setup. Keep in contact with me, and let's say we meet back in a week and discuss. Tell me what you got."
Sure.
Ma, you're a weird one, ain't you? You got something wrong with your voice box there.
Well, I mean, you know, look at me. It's fine. It just happens.
Ah, you Nosferatu are kind of weird.
Yes.
Okay, so I assume you guys all each take a phone and make pleasantries and whatnot and exchange information on like the number of the phone that you're.
Introduce myself to this this jazzy person.
Yeah, she is going to shake your hand so goddamn hard.
Sinity's, I'm gonna go up to Izzy. I think we've like talked a bit before. We like get along pretty okay, so I'm gonna like give her a gentle, like friendly shoulder jab as we start exchanging numbers, which we might already have done before, but I might not remember it for a burner phone. And for Otto, I would be a bit more cordial but friendly.
Yeah.
Jazzy, I'm going to walk up to and just be straight cordial because I know she's a dragon, and I don't have like a personal qualm, but I know my gangs that I protect do.
Yeah, no, she'll be really cordial with everyone except like with Otto. She'll be really friendly and just like really goddamn super hard handshake, painfully amicable.
I'm also, unless like any of the other 3 like want to talk to me more, or Marcus, I'm gonna like sidle back towards, well, afterward, I was gonna say afterwards I would like sidle next to Jewel and like side to side face, just like whisper her, be like, "This MacNeil's quite the character."
And she kind of gives you like the "told you."
I'm definitely gonna go over to Izzy and get her contact information for the burner phone.
Hi.
Oh, so you are American now?
It is a well-known fact. There can be only one person from the UK in any room ever. That's how we've managed to stay in one island.
I suppose you're from what, the Boston Tea Party?
Yeah, throw all that tea in the arbor. Just perfect. Get rid of it. No one needs that.
This would be fun at the very least.
Yeah, fun. That's one word.
Well, this dragon seems very enthusiastic to work with me.
Is that supposed to make me jealous? I don't.
No, No, it's simply an observation. It's kind of weird.
I suppose it is. No, you're right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything really about them. Just that we don't have the best blood, I suppose, together.
I don't care. That's Lilith's feud.
Maybe you should care, or at least learn. No, you're just gonna hand wave that.
No, I don't really care.
All right then.
Right, and as you guys try to like make pleasantries with Marcus, the Viper representative, he kind of blows you off, kind of thing, like arms crossed. If you try to extend a handshake, he doesn't shake it. He just kind of looks at it. It's like, like fucking children, kind of thing. And he goes,
Jazz is gonna want to be high and be happy and say hi and give a hard handshake
to the Viper guy, Marcus.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. He kind of,
like, listen, I'm not here to babysit, so how about you kiddies go, I don't know, fucking Play at the playground. Let us los vibores take care of it, eh?
Lean over to Izzy and say, wow, she is very green.
Yeah, looking a bit verdant around the edges there. And like, you know, I ain't been here that long, but shit.
And with that, MacNeil will kind of interrupt and says, "Well, aren't we making all friends here now, ain't we?"
Yeah.
And again, he'll say, "In the manila envelope there, you'll find the location of the Camarilla. We expect a week's time should suffice. You got my number on that phone there. You contact me when you're done and you want to meet up, eh?"
Mm-hmm.
And again, Marcus will kind of exclaim like,
You don't even need these fucking kids right here. Just leave it to us. We'll take care of that Camarilla problem for you.
Yeah, Jazzy's gonna just pat like a really blunt, naive hand on his shoulder, I guess. You know what I mean? Just a boisterous one to kind of maybe hopefully annoy him. Be like, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, he kind of like kind of shrugs his, like pops his shoulder off to get your hand off kind of deal. And yeah, with that, MacNeil will say, "Well, unless you got anything for me, how about you take the night with your respective party and discuss it, eh? And then I'll leave you to it."
Thank you.
All right, does anyone want to do anything before we move on?
Wait, I want to look in the manila folder and see what I know about this area that they've given us to look into.
Right. So as you open the folder, you see kind of like a Google's map kind of deal, and then like the street, like the building picture of it. It pinpoints the GPS location as well as shows you what the building looks like. It's an abandoned Broadway theater down in downtown Hollywood. It used to be pretty vacant back in the day, but now, occupied back in the day, but now it's quite vacant. It's not very well kept or taken care of at all. And you see like a description down below of like the sightings of who was there and who was going in, who was going out, and they have pictures, very badly grained pictures to where you can't really make out a face, but more like the figure and like how tall they are, what color hair they might have. And you could guess that it's from a street camera almost. And yeah, it says 5 Camarilla were spotted going in and out. Or sorry, 5 individuals were spotted going in and out, assumed to be Camarilla.
Do I know anything about the area? So like the building itself is run down, but like is the whole area run down, or is it just like one building that people don't have the rights to or something?
Yeah, so in downtown Hollywood, there are like nicer parts of downtown Hollywood, but a lot of it's a little trashy. It's very well unkempt, kind of ghetto, some would say. There are like other gang members that do kind of run the streets, but bunch of no names essentially to you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, it used to be like the Star Walk, where like the celebrities place their hands on the sidewalk and have their own stars kind of deal. But again, it's been very run down ever since.
Is this what we all see in the envelope, or is that just Zavon?
No, yeah, it's all shared with all you guys if you do take a look.
I'd look, and like if me, Fang, and Jewel were leaving together, that's when I would pull it out, skim it, and then like pass it between the two of them to see their thoughts.
Right. Fang will he doesn't even look at the information really. He just kind of passes it to Jewel and says, "Well, this is a big first step, young pup. You sure you can handle it?"
Well, I'd hate to brag and then fail later, but I think I can handle it.
Now, keep your wits about you, especially around that Viper character. I know our gangs are not the well-liked amongst us, but try to keep it professional, would you?
I understand, and of course I will do my best. I never like to start any trouble that's not necessary.
And he'll kind of smile with that.
I guess that's not always true, but I'll be careful.
Yeah. Fang has no idea what you're talking about. Jewel, on the other hand, kind of snickers. Izzy, so do you want to do anything inside, or are you going to be leaving with your pack rats?
I wanted to look at the stuff in the envelope. Yeah, same.
Okay.
Same.
Yeah. So you again see the same information. You see the building, the GPS coordinates, and how many people have been going in and out, the area, like what it's like, kind of deal. And Boris is like, well, this is a fucking waste of time, eh? Well, Izzy, don't disappoint me, and, you know, if you need anything...
Is it just me then? Okay.
If you need anything, fuck off.
You always got my back, that's what I like about you.
Right, and with that, he'll kind of... Well, him and Jacob will kind of make their way kind of towards the undertunnels.
Okay. So
yep.
it's just us left then.
Oh, I think Sid left with her respective party. MacNeil said to take the night off, like, just to discuss what, you know, you guys are gonna discuss with your respective gangs. If you guys wanted to meet up somewhere, you're more than welcome to, if you want to set up a meeting place.
Alright, sure. So Izzy's actually gonna take the initiative on this and be like, hey, new people, we should probably, like, go meet somewhere. Like,
I was gonna say,
send a text to everybody.
I was gonna say if no one did it first, so like Sydney will probably get your texts right away, and I'll text back.
You fucks, meet here!
I'll text back right away. I was in the middle of typing the same. I'll meet you there. Is he saying same night or next night?
We'll say same night. Why not?
It's early, right?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they started at dusk, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, the meeting was taking place at like 8 or 9.
So she
ended
sends,
around like 11 or midnight-ish.
So the text message literally says, "Oi, new fucks, meet here," and with a location.
So, do you
yeah.
include what's his name, Marcus, in this? The
new
Viper.
Yeah.
Is he one of the new people?
The Viper.
Yeah, he's one of you
The
guys.
the one pulled as a representative from the Vipers.
Then
Just
I wouldn't.
kind of a dick.
Then I mean, I know he's a dick and all, but like, I don't want to have everyone and not the Vipers. That just seems like a bad first idea.
I mean, he'd probably refuse to show
exclude
anyway.
anybody.
No, I'm sure he'll
Yeah.
refuse to show
Yeah,
up.
he's invited. Yeah,
But
he doesn't have to show up if he doesn't want to, but he's invited.
Yeah, he actually like takes a picture of his middle finger and like sends it to you like via group text.
Izzy sends a picture of herself doing this.
Yeah, no. So Jasmine's gonna send a K, just a K, and then when that message comes in, it's gonna be a heart emoji. And then
I'm definitely dropping an "Oh, you're so sweet."
And then also she's gonna text Sidoni just there's no punctuation in it, and it's not capitalized. What's a shovel head?
I was gonna say though, Sydney is gonna send like a kissy face back to Marcus, and then as soon as she gets that from Jazzy, she's just going to, she'll text back, easier to explain in person.
Followed by a K.
Oh, I hate her.
Right, shit, where should we meet? You know, I look like this, and it's a bit of an effort to turn anything else.
I don't know
So
where is the busiest place we could go.
you're an ass, sir.
I've never denied it.
If Izzy like group texted that to everyone, I'd like suggest a nearby underpass.
Thank you. See, that was merciful.
All right, it looks like you guys got a meetup point. So after you kind of leave your respective parties, we'll go with Otto. Lilith says, do take care now, and kind of brushes your cheek, like with her palm of her hand.
Yeah, I suppose it's not my area of expertise, but I could always, at the very least, get some dirt on the other gangs.
That's my gypsy boy, and kind of like gives a soft pat. And then with Zhao, God damn it. Stop. Laughing is contagious. Anyways, with the dragons, Xiaoling and Scarlet, Xiaoling kind of gives a nod and says, well, you know what to do.
Yeah.
Good,
Okay.
and then I look forward to hearing from you about your new friends.
Yeah, no problem.
And he kind of gives like that Riley smile, like you're an evil Mr. Grinch kind of deal.
Yeah.
And with that, everyone kind of takes off in their own respective ways. You guys will meet under the underpass, and it's probably around like 2 or 3 in the morning at that time.
This could be a good spot for a quick little break if we want to do another set of AMAs. I could use a break myself real quick.
I see.
What?
I said C. Yes.
Okay. I thought you were like, see, like, this is the
problem
problem I
with
have
that.
with you.
Oh, hey. Just a
What's up?
quick, I'm sorry to be anal. Did you say Viborus earlier?
Viboras.
I'm sorry?
Viboras.
Yeah, it's emphasis on the I.
Viboras.
Viboras.
Yeah.
Vipers with the I. Víboras.
Yeah.
You're so white, Revolver.
Sorry.
To be fair, I didn't realize that either until Hope pointed it out.
You're so white, Elvish.
Hope is our resident not white person. All right, that's besides Chart, who isn't on here today.
No, we've got that.
But yeah, let's take a little break. We'll start with Elvish Dame as Izzy. Sounds good? Alright, we're gonna start with Elvish Dame. Ask her questions about herself as a player or about her character, the Nosferatu. And we'll get her picture back up.
Would Izzy and Kim get along? Kim wouldn't know what to do with Izzy a little bit. She'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What is Izzy's biggest character flaw that could bite her in the bungo? She loves stealing things. A lot. Just a lot. I haven't done it yet, but it's going to happen absolutely from someone that's my friend. Just gonna take something from their ass. What am I drinking? I was drinking Guinness, now I'm drinking Yingling. I'm being super classy today. Why did Izzy leave the New York Anarchs? Do you want to know the actual reason or the reasons that she makes up all the time?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So the reason that she would tell you, or one of them, is that she decided to come to LA to pursue her career as a movie star. So there. That's the truth. No. She wanted to put a bit more distance between herself and the Atlantic for reasons. If Izzy was a meal, what would she be? Fine. Like really good street food fish and chips, though. I had them one time. I'm gonna drop the accent while I'm talking like this, so I feel bad, like halfway talking in it. I had them one time when I went to, actually, it was Scotland, not England, but to Edinburgh. And it was fucking delicious. We walked down Holy Road, drunk as fuck, and like went to go get fish and chips at this little like street food place, and it was fucking the best thing in the world. That experience exactly is Izzy. Gonna call Fox if there are any sweet targets I need help with. Oh fuck yeah, man. Although she might more likely probably call Jackson, if only because she likes to hear him talk.
Also, Rev, fuck you for that Scottish accent. You pulled me out of my accent.
Dude, as soon as you had that
Sorry.
Scottish accent, Izzy went, a person from the UK, yeah! Oh shit, a person from the UK. Oh my god.
But yeah, I remember I said, I suppose that's me in a Scottish accent. I'm like, wait, that's not right.
She went, oh fuck, damn it, fuck. Well, he's not Camarilla, but still, can't take any chances.
Yeah, Jeremy MacNeil isn't even a character I made. He's like an actual character within the lore.
Oh shit, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, actually, this is his canon photo.
His cannon fodder?
Image. It's if you click on stream. Hold on, I can post it in the chat
From
too.
like the book. Yeah. Okay. Neat. Question that I asked everybody else that I'm just going to answer for myself. What music does Izzy listen to? Well, my friend, she listens to a shit ton of Missy Elliott. Mostly.
Woman after my own heart.
Izzy has one more question, but let's wrap it up. Everyone get your... Oh, no, not wrap it up, but we'll do... It was Hopeless is our next one, right? So questions for Hopeless Entree as Jazzy. Get those questions loaded up.
I got one more. Does Izzy have any pet peeves? Not really, actually. Like, even if something kind of mildly annoys her, she'll find some way to make it funny and make that person do that thing all the time. For some reason. Like, almost as a practical joke on her own end. She's strange. Okay. Your turn.
Yeah, just a quick question. Would Jazz and a demon character get along?
Specifically yours from Friday before Friday was not Friday.
Yeah. No. Yes, in that Jazz would want to provoke her into a fight. No, in that they would not actually like each other. How does Jazz feel about North Jerseyans? I don't know anything about the East Coast. I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna assume blanket hatred. That seems like a good assumption. Is that a drip I hear? Oh my god, do not. I'm way too weak to My Cousin Vinny references right now, so please don't. Because I might go on a tangent. How do you live in such denial of your bat love? Doesn't that eat you up inside? There is no denial because they're terrible. And it doesn't eat me up inside, only that you keep posting goddamn bat pictures. What music does Jazzy listen to? I have no idea, man. I was hoping to feel her out. I have absolutely no clue. Not yet. I'm so sorry. I do love, though, that people keep calling her Jazzy because she won't ever call herself Jazzy, though. What is Jazzy going to do now that she learned that Otto is Jackie Chan? I don't know, maybe fight him? Probably not, but, like, maybe try to.
Good luck with that.
I know, well, not just throw a punch, but, like, really make him want to throw a punch.
Like I said, good luck with that.
He's the most calm motherfucker.
I have slow healing. I don't get fights.
No, man. If she thinks that you actually did it, don't put your goddamn. If she thinks you actually did it, she might just in her spare time for fun.
All right, and if there aren't any more for Hope, post them. But we'll move on and we'll finish up with Revolver C. Ask him questions as our new storyteller. Ask him stuff about himself. If you don't know him, he's an awesome variety streamer. Stop making that face. And maybe ask about his game if you have any questions.
Hello there, fuzzy little man, Peaches.
One more question. Has Jazzy ever dated a Guido? No, she's dated one person, and it was definitely not a Guido.
What made me want to run a game like this? I've always been interested in trying to storytell for Vampire the Masquerade since I played like one and a quarter session. And it's really interesting because I love the RP aspect of it. So yeah, I just wanted to try something a little bit more story heavy because I have DM'd Call of Cthulhu before, which is a lot of a lot of like storytelling and character building and suspension building. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about this one. And I didn't want to run Camarilla, and I didn't think I would really be interested in Sabat, so the next answer was Anarchs. Would Deckard and, I don't know, MacNeil, I guess, get along? Probably not. Deckard would probably try to kill MacNeil and assume throne. What did they have on you that let them rope you into the shenanigans? Well, you know how Paris Hilton made a sex tape? Kind of similar to that. What's kind of underwear does Jeremy wear? He wears pantalones. He wears like breeches, like old
Nice.
yieldy breeches. Why did you decide to take on this crew of derelicts? I don't know, they're pretty cool. I like them. You guys are cool. How do you feel about that gypsy boy comment? Oh my, if only. If only I were in Lilith's shoes. Thank you, Modi. How long till Deckard? I don't know. I feel like Deckard just like has to stop. There has to be an ending to good things, you know? Like you can't just, it's like the Beatles, you know? If the Beatles didn't stop making music, they wouldn't have been great now. Or like
I'm already in love
shows.
with Boris, so I think we're all right this session for a good Nosferatu from Rev.
Yeah, right. So yeah, I don't know. It's like a good TV show, you know? Like every great TV shows have ending like Breaking Bad. Like, could you imagine if Breaking Bad went on for like 10 seasons? It would lose its flair, you know? So I think Deckard is in a good place. He's in Atlanta. He's being a sheriff. He's happy. I'd like to imagine. How long until a cami fuck says, "You what, fledgling? You fucking what?" Soon, hopefully. We'll see.
Alright, I think that's good. Let us get to where all of our gang's going.
Right, so you guys decided to meet under a underpass. I don't know where the location is. You guys kind of set it up, so I'll let you guys take the reins. As you are all filling in one by one, you do notice the lack of presence of Marcus, the Viper representative.
So, maybe, Sydney's very, like, kind of punctual, so probably, like, arrive maybe second Izzy, because it sounds like she's, like, in a very Nosferatu way, kind of always the first one there. I'll come walking down the side of the underpass, catch her eye, and just look around. Nobody else here yet?
Nope, you're the first one. How you doing?
Well, I think, in fact, you're the first one.
Yeah, technically, yeah, but you know, if you kind of get technical with it. Okay, how are you though?
Doing well. I went on a bit of a trek up to Canada not too long ago, and then back down here as usual. You know, I like to get around, as they say.
Just a quick pop to the next country, no?
Well, it's a lot easier when you don't really need to eat and you don't really care too much where you sleep as long as there's no sun.
It's true, that's true. Yeah, no, it's pretty good.
And what about you, Izzy? How are things?
New, still. Working on it. Getting better at it.
I hear you were originally east, even in the States?
Yeah, I was up New York before. Mm-hmm.
What is it like there? I heard there was some trouble in the sex.
Cold. It's cold.
Cold?
It's very cold. Yeah. You feel like, I mean, you know, you wake up a bit stiff sometimes, but you would wake up far stiffer. Like I'd have to break icicles off my nose in the morning.
Oh, that sounds a bit rough.
Just a tad. Although you went up to Canada, so you know.
True. No, I think I can definitely say there were some nights I woke up a little bit harder to crawl out of the bed.
Yeah. So, how's the club, the hangout place, whatever.
Oh, well, you know the war elms. We travel around. We don't have like a specific territory so much as we hire ourselves out just to keep a bed underneath us and maybe some other pleasures coming our way.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. No, that's nice. You're a bit of a nomad then.
Yes, Sorry, I was trying to change the music.
That definitely was underpass music.
No, it wasn't. What was Izzy's question?
She
Boring
said you're a
old
bit of a
chit-chat.
nomad.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's boring and small talk. Don't worry about it. We're just waiting for you folk to get here.
Yeah, Jasmine will arrive. In a pantsuit. She looks uncomfortable under the underpants.
Hi. Oh, Izzy's gonna love that.
Just think of like a Mexican Legally Blonde.
Oh, hello. Oh, hello, love. What,
Yeah,
first time
hi,
under an
yeah.
underpass?
No, not the first. Thank you, though.
You're acting like it. Wanted to make you, can I get you a cup of tea? Anything?
Do you have one? Because I would take it.
Yeah, you can hold one. I don't have tea, but there's a puddle over there.
Easy, stop being rude.
At this point, I'll
I'm
probably show up.
sorry. I promise I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's me nature. I gotta pick on you. I'm sorry.
At this point, I'll probably show up, slacks and a polo, which is like as down dressed you've ever seen me.
Look at
You
you!
look nice,
slumming it. You're slumming it today, aren't you?
I like to wear nice things, you know this, Izzy.
I picked a t-shirt with sleeves on it today.
I'm very impressed.
So Denny would probably be dressed in like fairly decent clothes, but otherwise just doesn't care if she's getting mud on her, because trekking through the Congo.
Okay, so though, are we waiting on anybody else's this? No, because what fuckface?
Oh, I'm sure he's going to show up. Absolutely.
Fuckface McBurfinger.
No, he
yeah,
sent a
alright,
picture in his place. We're fine.
Yeah, it's
Very
fine. Okay. So we probably should, as a new folk though, talk this whole thing out a bit. I'm not probably going to get much help from my side of it, so...
I mean, no is a strong word.
Yeah, but, not the ones in charge is what I meant.
I am just the one who has the job that needs least for me to be at the club at all times.
What job
Sure.
is that?
Just maintaining club security, not bouncer, mind you, but technical support mostly.
I've been around for a little while, and even here in the Free States, so I think I can definitely help with locations, perhaps some contacts, things along those lines. But I'm not. I don't feel like I'm 100% sure what we're supposed to be doing, other than finding these
Yeah, it was a bit
supposed Camarilla.
Yeah.
Tracking them, finding. It almost sounds like just reconnaissance.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I'm pretty good at that kind of thing. But, that's not... I'm not exactly sure what we're supposed to do otherwise. It's honestly kind of why I was asking.
Yeah, well, is that normal, what he did? I don't know if there's supposed to
What
be
is it?
some sort of...
Ooh, love.
Mr. MacNeil.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
I don't know if there's supposed to be a ceremony for every near beheading.
I haven't seen this, and I've been in town about 17 years or so. So
I'd also say it seems pretty interesting that, if I am correct, and please correct me if I am wrong, but I think we are the youngest or newest members of our respective groups in
Not
the
quite.
city. and we sort of all seem to have been pushed forward to take the job, other than our respective superiors. So perhaps this is some sort of initiation we never expected beyond our initial initiation to each group.
I don't think this is the case. There is a newer child to our city. Lilith has, but her job is much more hands-on, so she couldn't really leave the club very well.
That's true, I suppose.
What club?
Good point.
So Widow's Web.
With any fun?
Like that sort of thing.
It's a real nice club, but you're real new, right? You're very new.
I don't. What gives you that impression?
The way you were texting for one.
Yeah, for one thing. Also, don't take this the wrong way, all right? But there's kind of a lot of bad blood between your clan and his. Maybe don't show up to the club. Okay?
Yeah, no promises.
I mean, MacNeil did say a truce was called, so I suppose she could.
I mean, I suppose so. No guarantees that it won't end badly. Not that it won't be fun, but it won't.
Well,
Might not
from
end
your
well.
understanding, I'm just a patron in a club. I don't see what the problem is.
Yeah, and that's exactly how that will start. See, and then it will spiral into just fun. But
you know of the Bloods and the Crips, yes?
I know
Like
what
a
you're
blood.
trying to say. I'm just saying that legally, I don't care.
all right, well, if you want to start shit, that's your prerogative, love. It was just a friendly warning. All right, if you want to do that,
I completely appreciate it.
you're welcome.
I will laugh a little bit when you say the word legally.
I'm gonna take the envelope out of my small little jacket that I had folded up in there, and pull out at least the front paper that has kind of the information about the club and the location and stuff like that. Scan it again while they're talking a bit, and just say, well, so this is the location we were given as far as I suppose where to keep an eye out for these people. Are we thinking we just sniper, sit up on the roof and watch? What is this? What is our
I mean,
thoughts
you
here?
can do that. You could do that.
Yes, but that's quite boring. And
Hey,
It's only one night.
most of the good shit we get is through boring means. All right, honestly.
She's not wrong.
fair enough. I mean, it's not like I have that much going on otherwise. So yes, of course we could go that way. And
You have to watch the boring parts before you get to the good shit, and then you can sneak in and steal the good shit.
Well, I'm not trying to pry
I'm sure
too
that's
much
all on you,
into each of your personal lives, but what would you say your skill sets are? What should we each maybe look towards one person doing or the other? Who is lookout? Who is gun? Who is the one to walk in and charm the bartender?
I'm decent.
Obviously, I'm the seductress. I just
Clearly.
figured I should just put that.
I'm gonna clap Izzy's her back and be like, of course, darling, of course, we're going to put you forward for that.
Thanks for the confidence boost. I appreciate that.
In about the same way, I'm clearly the fighter. I'm scrawny as fuck. I look like a 17-year-old, to be completely honest.
When
no,
he says
Jazz is
that,
gonna nod
if Otto
seriously.
oh sorry.
No, sorry. No, Jazz is just gonna nod completely seriously. Well, you said you work security for the Widow's Web, so
It's more IT.
He heads it. He sits and looks at the screens.
I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure he'll be fine.
If when Otto made his sarcastic remark, if he did anything like this, looked at himself to mention he was skinny, Sydney's, I'm gonna still laugh again and just gonna be I don't trust anything from Kindred nowadays. I've seen some people skinnier than you lift trucks.
I suppose that's fair. But like I said, I'm not exactly a bouncer at the club.
Fair enough.
I'm real good at sneaking about.
Good.
And,
of course,
getting
I was
things.
already thinking perhaps Izzy might be our eyes from above.
Eyes from within.
Or within, of course. Your obfuscat, your
Yeah, obvious. Yeah.
It's,
I hide myself in shit. Yes, perfect. Obfuscat.
I don't know what it's called.
Skate. Obfuscate.
I suppose if we needed it, I could
Obfuscate.
hire a few people for a distraction.
Oh, of course, that could be good as well. It doesn't, of course, need to be us alone.
No, don't.
As long as those that we hire are trusted.
I'm generally very good about that. About
enough.
finding trustworthy people.
What
At
about
least as
you,
far as I'm
Sydney?
concerned.
Yes, Sid.
Not to brag, but I have a bit of varied skill. It seems like I could fill one another. I can do distraction. I'm quite good with the gun. Jasmine,
Kinda good.
what would you say you might be willing to cover in this situation?
I talk a lot.
Yes, clearly.
Hey, me too. Except I shouldn't do that while I'm sneaking about.
Well, perhaps in that situation it sounds almost like between Otto and Jasmine we have sort of the ground distraction taken care of. Perhaps Easy and myself can watch from other places, and I can certainly be ready for a more loud distraction if necessary.
Sure. Do we know exactly what kind of Camarilla we're dealing with? Like clans? Because, you know, if they have, like, that sensitive shit, they might just see us anyway.
It's a good point. And I'm gonna, like, look back down at the papers and shuffle through. Is there anything more descriptive than just some, like, 5 guys they think are Camarilla?
I feel safe about not being found out at the very least.
Can't hear you.
Nope.
Can't hear you, Rev.
He said, hang on.
Okay.
And now I can't see him. Well, I mean, it's just blurry. That fancy auto-adjust camera.
Yep. Let me check, make sure there's nothing weird on my end.
I mean,
Looks good from my end.
Coase is on your end, so
Yeah.
that's weird.
We not doing phrasing anymore?
Meh.
Perhaps.
I
Can you
don't
guys
know
hear
what
me
it-
now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah!
That was
You
weird. I
guys-
just had to
guys
leave
have
the
found a rev.
call.
That's
Yeah,
weird.
that was weird. Anyways, you see physical descript, like they kind of give you physical descriptions of them. Like one is like a short blonde hair, 5'6", older woman, like in her 40s. You just get like various descriptions like that, and there's 5 descriptions in total. But you
Okay.
don't see anything about clan.
Okay. And is there anything that really stands out, like super tall tattoos, or they like look kind of like generic descriptions?
There's very descriptive, like I mean, there's obviously descriptions. Do you want me to tell you them all, or?
You don't have to tell me them all. Say like, you know, if I'm doing perception awareness or alertness, like you could say if I see them. So I was just wanting
Yeah.
to know if there was something that I'd be like, watch for this.
Yep.
All right, so we find out about these Camarilla guys, and then what?
Then we'll report back at the very least.
Get back to Mr. Scott back there.
Well, to our gang leaders as well.
Oh, yeah. I meant ultimately, because, you know...
But I mean, I think that is part of the point here is we don't know what we do until we've observed them for a little while.
Yeah, sure.
Good point.
I suppose if they're a bunch of hyper-aggressive Brujah, Tremere or something, very dangerous, we don't
let's just
want
say
frontal assault
that
them.
aren't really Tremere, or let's just like a blanket statement there. That'd be nice.
That's a dangerous assumption to make.
I wasn't assuming. I just said hope.
Yes, but what I'm saying is if there's a bunch of Tremere, then a frontal assault is probably not going to be the best decision.
In that case, perhaps what we should do is
Let's hope it's a bunch of toreadors.
well, perhaps tomorrow what we should do is maybe Izzy and I watch from above for a while. Otto and Jasmine go into the club.
Honestly,
Act as normal, and we can watch then from two different point of views.
Sure. Honestly, though, the best way to maybe mundanely run someone out of town is to find their source of income and fuck with it.
Or anything important to them, really.
I mean, yeah, but
Do you mean to this list of people?
Mm. No, I mean, like, if they're running a club, they need customers, yeah? You just do some shit, pull a health code violation, anything, you know, just little things. They add up.
Are we thinking that the club is hosting the Camarilla?
I don't think, I mean, I suppose that's our job to find out now, isn't
Yeah,
it?
this is just,
Okay,
I'm
so yes.
laying it out there. I'm saying we don't necessarily have to fight them to run them out of town. You just look for things like that.
Yes.
Of course, I would just hate to disrupt someone's industry just because some other people were walking into their club.
Yeah, I just want to
Yes.
remind you, it's an abandoned Broadway theater.
Yeah, it's
Right, okay.
Yes.
I forgot.
Sorry, I kept thinking club and that threw me off for a bit.
I work at a club. No, that's basically what I'm saying is we must find out what they are doing there, and then we will build our plan from there. If they're a bunch of Tremere, we don't want a full frontal assault. But if they're Ventru, we don't want to try to outthink them and outchat them. Can be very dangerous to do.
Yes, whatever they are, you know, we should try to understand their strengths before we move ahead.
Yes. Just hoping they're all the same clan. And not
Good point.
a nice spread.
I suppose that is sort of a strength we have going on for us.
Okay, so with that, after your
She assumes.
after your discussions and whatnot, when are you guys going to be surveillancing, and who's going to be doing what in the meantime?
Actually, I'm gonna quick. I'm gonna pull up on Google a street view and see if I can figure out what else is in the area.
What else is there? Is that what you said?
Yeah, what else is in the area? So, like, if I could sit at a coffee shop across the street all night.
Yeah,
that's
so
a good idea.
yeah, so when you pull up the Google image, it takes a while to load because you're on a shittier phone with like a really shitty plan.
I mean, I could use my own personal phone for this.
Yeah, exactly. You could do that too. There are some like convenience stores that kind of neighbor the abandoned Broadway theater, as well as like a shawarma down the street.
All right.
But other than that, it's mainly just like apartment buildings and other like condominiums and stuff like that.
Apartment buildings. Okay.
So yeah, all right. Sid, what are you going to be doing?
I would go with the original thought that I've got acute vision and otherwise like I've gotten decent perception rolls so far. So I'd say I would, if not the same position as Izzy, I would probably take like an elevated spot to watch from.
Okay, and are you guys going to be doing that tonight or tomorrow?
I think we decided
or-
maybe tomorrow night since it's
Yeah.
well, I mean, it's up to you guys. I think it's only between 9 and midnight.
Yeah, it's like 1 in the morning, maybe 2.
Alright, up to everybody else then.
I mean, I suppose some of it could be done tonight. I have nothing particularly pressing. Though I do have a few errands I must run before I go there.
Well then, how about we meet up in a couple hours, and like I'll try to look to Otto since I saw him trying to look up the place in the areas around on his phone.
I'll zoom out and I'll look and find like an IHOP or something down the street a ways.
So let us perhaps meet up in a couple hours there, see what we can see in the area. If there's nothing, we depart and decide to meet another day. But it's at least, if we're all free, worth a check.
Okay.
Yeah,
So yeah, you guys kind of part ways after meeting. A couple hours later, you do meet up at said IHOP.
Specifically, what I wanted to do, as much as it pains me, is I'm gonna go to a Goodwill and I'm gonna buy some less nice clothes because wearing a suit doesn't fit in the ghettos. So I want less knife, and I'm probably gonna grab like a bottle of liquor and like a couple packs of smokes.
Yeah, of course, that's fine. But yeah, as you guys are kind of like driving, doing your own thing, let's roll a d4. Jasmine's gonna receive a phone call. You notice the number, you kind of named it. Marcus is calling you.
Talk to me.
Hey, so, what are you guys doing? What's the plan?
Just like a huge pause, like an angrily huge pause.
You still there? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm here.
So, talk to me.
Is there a reason why you didn't come to the meeting?
Listen, Toots, I ain't gonna come to your clubhouses. I ain't a fucking, this ain't my first rodeo, okay?
Yeah, well, it is mine, so call someone else.
Okay, you hang up.
Yes.
All right, like immediately after you get a call again.
Yeah, talk to me.
Hey, what's going on? What the hell? Why'd you hang up?
I'm gonna be frank here. I don't like talking to you. And then just hang up again.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go throughout your days. You guys are gonna meet up at said IHOP, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys kind of meet up. It's a little bit down the ways. You do see like the old movie signs, like the white plasterboard, but there's no lettering on it.
Yeah.
And you see like the box office in the front that's very run down and like taped off. And down the street you do see a couple of cars parked. If anyone wants to make like a check or anything, you guys can do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna
What was
roll
that?
mine.
Lessons?
I'm sorry, Zabani?
What was that? Lessons?
Oh, I was saying there's like a couple of cars parked in front of like the theater. But yeah.
I got nothing.
On what, a perception alertness?
Yeah, whatever
Around?
checks you want to make. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna blame my curse.
Yeah, you're so distracted by like the smell of like shitty pancakes and like omelets. You're just like, oh god, how do people eat here?
The 3
Those are not
successes on
crepes!
perception alertness.
Yeah, Otto on the other hand, he's not distracted. He's been to do a couple of IHOPs. He looks down the
Sense
street
shitty crepes.
and he notices that there is a what you call it? Blanking. There's a motorcycle, and it's there's a huge duffel bag in front on the back of it, looking like it's packing some stuff. Just like from the bulges alone.
Hey, I got one.
I'll nonchalantly mention it.
I got one more success than him.
Yeah, again, you see
What do I win?
You win everything. You see that he's Hans Gruber. And yeah, again, you see the motorcycle, and you would actually recognize this as maybe like a Viper motorcycle.
Okay.
Or is it? Wait, how does she recognize that it's a Viper motorcycle? I guess she saw them at the
Dragons
meeting
have a
outside.
truce with vipers, so maybe.
Yeah, they
Yes,
get
you saw it at the meeting outside.
that, and they kind of ride the same brand of motorcycles, like just like Hell's Angels ride Harleys.
They were Yamahas.
Yeah, exactly. They have like their own brand.
Alright. Well, I suppose we get started on this.
I'm sorry, my Discord crashed. I missed like the last minute and a half of dialogue.
Oh, it's okay. I was just saying that you guys met up at the IHOP, and Otto and Jasmine recognized a motorcycle parked in front of the theater. It had a duffel bag, kind of bulky, looked like it had some heavy heat in there, and they recognized it as a Viper motorcycle.
Okay.
It looks like our friend is here.
Yeah.
I suppose we let him do what he's going to do, and we get started.
But just watch. Okay.
Well, easy. I believe we were already going to go up top. So
Yeah.
if you want to do that, we definitely have a better eye out. I think. I think you're a little better at picking these locations, so I'll follow your lead. Or you telling me to go opposite?
Yeah, sure. You do want to flank the roofs? Yeah, you have different.
Of course. You point out where I should be going. I
Okay.
could find my own, but I think you're better.
You need to shinny up that gutter over there, and I'm gonna jump up from this side where there's a couple of handhelds from the side.
Fair enough. All right. So I will shimmy up. You want me to roll anything for it?
Yeah, I need you guys to describe how you're doing. Are you doing like pretty openly, or are you gonna do it kind of like sneaky?
I want to be quiet. I even want to like even so that I don't want Marcus, if he's around, to know what I'm doing, since he seems to be going a little lone wolf on this.
Okay. So do some Dex stealth, if you would be so kind.
I'm gonna go invisible.
And we're gonna make it difficulty. Do you have any proficiencies for stealth or just perception?
I have.
Yes.
I have like a minus for dexterity, but it's more like I think it's supposed to be more like squeezing through things than just like climbing.
So I was gonna do difficulty 7, just because you are unlucky.
I know. I took it for a reason. Ha!
Nice. Oh, okay. So yeah, you don't even need to re-roll that one.
Right.
You kind of shimmy up there. You hide within the shadows. You make sure that no one's looking at you directly, or there's no one in the vicinity around you to like onlook on you. And yeah, you do what you got to do.
Alright, yeah, I'll find a quiet, dark spot, but like so someplace that will maybe if there's a ledge on the roof, or if there's even one of those like units, I'll like lean against it, so like I'll be less noticeable against the object, but I can still get like a good shot from the street, looking for the door to be open, close, or hear noises from inside.
Sure, and go ahead and roll me a perception check as well.
Sure. Oh.
Yeah, again, you're very, very alert. Very, very alert of your surroundings. So, Izzy, if you would like to do the same, depending on how
I
sneaky
feel
you
like
want to
I'm
be.
burning out all my perception alertness this game. It's gonna be gone every time forward.
All right. I'm gonna go invisible.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I don't think you have to do a check for that. So.
Yeah, I don't have to use the roll. Yeah, no. It's otherwise just I go invisible. Then I climb. I wanted to climb up the other side of the building.
Sure. And then do a perception when you're.
Yeah.
And actually, like, do a sneak too, just to see if Sid knows where you're at.
Okay. Is it 6? Is the difficulty?
Yeah. So the sneak will be 4 or 5, and then the perception will be 6.
Okay, I'm rolling the perception first. 1.
You're very distracted by your own brain. Actually, you're like, man, wonder what kind of shit they're hiding in there. But then you kind of like shake your head and you're like kind of focusing.
That Scottish fellow is quite cute.
Yeah, you are so stealthy. Sid has completely lost track of you.
Explosion.
I feel like it's not even necessary.
I think that it is.
All right. Nah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so we have our 2 ladies, Izzy and Sid, stationed up on buildings, like the apartment buildings, right?
Yeah,
The roof.
because he ain't no lady.
All right.
You guys are like stationed on the roof, right? Like looking.
Yeah, I was gonna be like if it was the front of the building, I'd go to the right one, roof above.
Sounds good.
All right. While they're doing that, I'll turn over to Jazz and say, "Oh well, you go do you," and I am
Sorry,
going to.
what?
I said, "You go
don't
do
worry.
you," and I will walk off. What I'm gonna do is taking my time as best I can. Like this is gonna be like the whole scene of taking my time. I'm gonna go into one of the corner stores. I'm going to activate Blush of Health for this scene so I can do this. I'm going to get some cigarettes. I'm going to get some alcohol. And I'm going to kind of stand in front of one of the apartments, smoking and drinking.
All right. And then, Jasmine, what are you going to do?
Just gonna follow him.
Okay. Just follow him
Do
like a
this
lost puppy.
separately, preferably. Split up, different angles.
Nope.
Seriously, we need to...
Just a quick question. If one of our own was involved, what would we do?
Which is to say... Oh, you mean...
Which is to say that motorcycle right in front of the place is a Viper motorcycle.
Yes. That's actually a good question. I figured he was just staking the place out on his own.
Why would he stake the place out and then also park right in front of the building?
And then go inside. Yeah, no, just...
Well, if you're good at fighting, hope he doesn't kill you. If you're not, run. That's my plan.
All right. Yeah, she'll walk right next to the building and I guess hang out there. Like no stealth.
Sure, do a perception for me.
Yeah. Four successes.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
You can actually tell that if you because you're standing pretty close to the entrance of the building, if you were to look towards like the glass doors that kind of lead inside, you do notice that some of the dust has been interrupted, like with a handprint that pushed open the door.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
And yeah, so what I'm going to do is over the course of time, I'm going to use my loitering as an opportunity to watch. I'll probably have my phone out and, if possible, and snap some pictures that become relevant as they become relevant.
Yeah, of course. Go ahead and do perception as well.
Wow.
You kind of you're like, smoking the cigarette, and you're like, oh, God, American cigarettes. Nothing other German. And so...
I've never actually smoked, so this is entirely for show, and it's disorienting to me, I'm sure.
Yeah, the taste is not the best for, like, smoking for the first time. You probably bought, like, the off-brand cigarette of, like, Camel Crush or something, you know? Like the minty one.
Camel Crush is actually
Menthol.
how they get kids, because it tastes okay.
Menthol.
Yeah, like menthol or something, you know?
I probably have a menthol and haven't popped that little bulb, so...
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you don't see anything out of the ordinary. And throughout this night, it's getting closer to morning time. It's probably, you guys have been there for a couple hours, probably like 4 o'clock-ish. Nothing's happening. Nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing disrupting your senses or anything.
So we haven't seen any of them? Wow, all right.
Yep, no one going in, no one going out.
So we've been, about how long have we been maybe watching?
So you guys were at the underpass around like midnight 1.
Mm-hmm.
You met up around like 3 o'clock because you said you were going to take a couple hours, maybe 3 or 4, and it's getting closer to like 5.
Sending out a group text. Just an idea. We go in.
I'm going to, as I did earlier, I'm going to text again. I was typing that myself.
Real quick, one thing that I'm going to look for over the couple of hours we're out here is at the convenience stores that are around here. I'm going to look and see if I can't, or see if there are any security cameras that are facing at this building.
Okay, with your 1 perception, outside the building, no.
Okay. Rough.
And same with, yeah.
I got 4. I didn't specifically say it, but would I have noticed anything? It's fair if not.
From the angle, you would not be able to see if there
Fair
was
enough.
anything by the doorway.
Cool.
But there's definitely no security cameras like on the building itself outside.
Okay.
She's gonna send up a follow-up text for Izzy and Otto. Just a yes/no question mark.
Prom? Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, love. I'm not into girls.
I suppose.
I would definitely. I already sent back. Like I was typing the same thing.
Yeah. All right. Then send another text. Meet down here. Then go inside.
How many emojis are in that? Do you text like Roland?
Oh man.
There's no emojis in it.
Alright.
Sydney will definitely try to still be stealthy going back down, just in case there's people around she didn't catch. Do I need another roll, or?
Going from outside the building now, it's keep the same one. You don't see anyone. You do notice that there are like a couple alleyways, like between the buildings, like
Okay.
either for garbage trucks or what have you.
Cool.
All right. Well, I will. So everyone's coming down here then.
Yeah.
I'll like stay near the spot in the alleyway when I climb down, because Izzy's very separate.
I'm invisible.
Well,
Yeah.
well, yeah, and I know, but I do
Yeah.
at least know you were going up the other building, so I'm just gonna wait where I am in the alley.
Yeah, you have no idea where Sid is. She completely disappeared.
Izzy did.
I'm sorry, yeah, Izzy.
Okay. So I kind of like. I can't help it. So I kind of just up here, really close behind Sid. I'm just like, what's going on? Like in her ear.
I will actually do. Magda! Izzy, don't do that.
Put your face.
Is this in line of sight of us?
Yes, funny enough. Okay, but we are on a mission, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're stealthy, you wouldn't be able to see that, probably.
I know,
So, if Izzy's dropped it, I think she kind of has to like, reveal herself like that. So I'm gonna turn around. Did you see anything? I didn't, and apparently Jasmine did not as well.
No, I didn't see nothing.
Then I think it might be fair enough to actually go inside to see if we can find any evidence in there.
Sure, but we probably shouldn't all come in from the same entrance, though.
That's a good point.
So, I'm gonna look for a window. You go meet up with Finn, alright?
Which side?
I said I'm gonna go look for a window. You go meet back up with him.
Right. We'll discuss other ways.
I mean, I got my phone.
Right. So I'll cross the street and try to meet up with Otto and Jasmine.
Sure, and for Izzy's sake, there are no windows, but there is like a alleyway, like a back door, where it leads out the alleyway.
Okay. I found a back door. Send.
I'll send a thumbs up emoji. So if I'm gonna get across the street, I'll find Otto and Jasmine and explain that Izzy and I haven't seen anything from up top. It seems from Jazzy's text that she didn't see anything herself, and by her suggesting we should go inside. And then I'll explain also, even Izzy said like we should try to go from different angles, but it doesn't look like the place has too many entrances. So maybe one more person could follow Izzy's way in the back door, and maybe two of us try the front, or see if there is. Does it look like from outside the second level has windows or anything?
Think of it like a movie theater. There's no real like second window, like inside the theater. Like think of it like a movie theater, you know, like it's
first floor, but the second floor is kind of only from inside.
Yeah, it's like employees only.
Okay. All right. So then I'll suggest maybe Otto follows me from like the front entrance, and Jazz tries to follow from around the back.
Seems reasonable.
All right. Let's start with
before. Okay, so like I don't know how timing is gonna work, but before we actually go in, I'm gonna say, one moment, just for safety's sake, I'll be right back. And I am going to go to one of the convenience stores across the street, and I'm just gonna buy a scratch off. Take a little bit longer, buy a scratch off, and just put it in my pocket. Kind of making a bit of a show to pull money out and put it on the counter.
Okay.
And then I'll come back over.
Alrighty. Yeah, so
I'm gonna give him a little bit of a furrowed eyebrow.
He knows some people in town that might come in if we take too long. Like I said, I'm very good at hiring people.
Alright.
Okay. So yeah, we'll start with Izzy and Jazz. So you guys are in the alleyway going towards the back entrance. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
So normally this door would be shut tight. You couldn't open it. However, you do notice that it's ajar with like a brick on the ground.
That's easy. That's too easy. I was afraid I was going to have to pick it up, but alright, I'm going to go invisible again.
Well, shit.
We'll keep your same roll too. So
Alright,
you don't
cool.
have to
First time you've seen this.
I know that's 7.
Yeah, exactly.
Successes. I am
we'll
a
keep the same
ninja.
pretty
I'm
much.
a British ninja.
Yeah, no, she's just gonna walk in.
You're
Again, I'm sorry, there's no stealth here.
Okay, so
that's
you're
fine.
gonna.
No, honestly, Izzy was kind of hoping you would do that because it makes a great distraction for anyone looking in her direction.
I would say,
Yeah.
not to make anything. Not that I love you, Elvish, but as a reminder, if you do anything, accidentally hit something, or make anything to slightly reveal yourself at 2, which is what you're doing, it's wits and stealth to keep yourself obfuscated.
Okay.
If you're quiet, move slowly, etc., you're fine. If you
That's what I'm doing
hit
right
a
now.
can, or anyone has reason to suspect someone in there, then you have to roll.
Okay.
So as Jazz, being the new Kindred, kind of opens this door up, kind of, you do notice that there's a bit of a tug. I want you to do a strength check. Just
Okay.
roll
Make it a
strength,
dexterity saving throw.
That sounds dangerous.
and that'll be 6, or that'll be 4. Sorry, difficulty 4.
One.
Okay, so you actually, without a care in the world, you open this door and you notice a thin line from the door handle go up and around, and there's actually a pistol waiting for you, pointing at the door,
Ooh.
and it fires off a bullet. So I'd like you to do a dex and dodge.
Yes.
Athletics.
I can do that.
Yeah, athletics, there is no dodge.
Should be athletics by your cheat.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
in
you're gonna
fact,
be
it's a
botching that.
botch.
So you take a bullet straight, probably towards like your like collarbone area, and
Yeah.
everyone around the area hears the gunshot. And you're gonna be taking. How do I do damage again? Sorry. Fuck it. You know what? I'm just gonna do it this way. You'll take 1 damage, 1 lethal.
Okay.
It's fair enough for a good solid shot. None of us are good at combat in this system because the system is very badly designed for combat.
Yeah, you should have
Yeah.
seen Tuesday. It was rough.
It was a mess
So-
until Coslin just said, "You just take me, it's fine."
Like I half forgot, but I was also like, this system's so dumb. I'm trying to remember how it works because it's so dumb.
Right. So that actually startles you quite a bit, Jasmine, as you're not expecting a gun to be like kind of conjiggered on the other side of that door.
Yeah. No, like a deadpan, but like really loud. Ow.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think I would like look at Sid, like with a questioning glance, and kind of like gesture to start just running as you would do when you hear gunshots, if you were normal.
Do you mean away or towards?
Away. Like if things
Uh,
come down.
If you give her that look, she's gonna take it the opposite way and start taking down to the alley. So, whatever Otto does, she's gonna start running into the alley.
Okay, and there you
tell me
kinda-
what Sydney sees, yeah.
Yeah, as you kind of approach the alleyway, you just see Jazz alone. There's just, depending on what color is her clothing, you just see kind of blood kind of like soak her clothing. The bullet did not pierce through.
Okay. I'll keep running up, but at the same time, and it shouldn't be a full turn thing. I want a perception alertness to catch if there is anyone else around.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run a little bit away and kind of pay attention to how other people in the area are reacting.
All right,
Sure.
2 successes. Just I am just as I'm running, like side vision, making sure I see anything else that's around.
Yeah, you don't see anyone in the area.
Okay, then I
If
head
anything, it
straight
startled
for-
people away from the area.
Then I head straight for Jazz, and like I'll take like a knee next to her. Are you alright? What happened?
Yeah, real quick, Otto, you don't see anything anyway, or either. In this area, it's kind of common to hear gunshots every now and then. However, it does defer people away from the area as well. They're not like running away, like sprinting away. But
Well,
they're
yeah, they
kinda-
wouldn't sprint away, but they'd like kind of run a few steps in a direction, look around, and be like, "All right, we're good." We're good.
Yeah, exactly.
That's basically what I'm gonna do. I'm trying to act as like the rest of the people around me as possible.
Yep.
So what does Jazz say?
I'm sorry, what did...
I ran up and like took a knee and like kind of looking you over a little bit, and I say, "Are you all right? What happened?" And I'll see the door. I think like my perception, I might realize something's if she's looking at it, but I won't know still like if that means there's someone in there with a gun.
Yeah, no, watch out. There is a gun in there. Holy shit.
Is there someone in there?
It's unmanned.
Oh, a trap.
Yeah. Shit.
Great.
It should be fine. I don't know exactly how traps work, but...
Did I already go... Okay, out of curiosity, I was going in. Did I already go past without it going off?
Oh, okay. So you kind of wanted like Jasmine to open the door, and then you kind of slip through. Is that the idea? Yeah, you can definitely do that. As that happens, you do hear the gunshot, and the door, Jasmine immediately lets go of the door as it closes, but you kind of manage to slip inside.
Okay.
And yeah, there's no one inside. There's just the gun with the wire.
Can I disarm it?
Yeah, go for it. You can just cut the wire.
Was that larceny?
I mean, I'll just let you do it.
I just kind of, yeah.
You get tangled in the wire, and then the gun shoots you in the head.
That's some Home Alone bullshit.
There isn't even a bullet left. The gun just like shatters in shrapnel.
I guess they try the arm with just the barrel.
Yeah, exactly. But no, you disarm it easily. It's not very sophisticated. It's just you see the wire tied around the doorknob, and then it kind of leans up and then around to where like the trigger would be able to be pressed if the door was to open.
Okay. Kind of like open the door back up. I don't bother going visible again, but I'm sure they know it's me. But I kind of open the door back again, and I'm like, I got it. Come on.
If she says I've got it after opening the door as well, then I'll be fine. If I just saw the door opening, I'm gonna be just a tiny bit like, is it Izzy or not?
Either way, Jazz is startled.
No,
I was gonna say,
because,
Sydney's seen Tremere before.
No, because she's done an action, she kind of reveals herself.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I even just like kind of hear like open it, then I'll feel comfortable, and I will try to help Jazz up, see if she is good to go or if she needs to say.
No, I'm fine. Just let's. Fuck. I'm sorry. I'm fine.
You're good. Just try to use some of that blood inside you and fix this up.
Okay.
Oh, you're newer to VTM. You can heal by using your blood points.
How do I do that?
It's literally just a turn.
By using my blood points.
You have a blood pool.
Yeah.
However many points are in it, you can spend one a turn, especially by your generation, which I think you're one a turn. You can spend one a turn, and that can be used to heal. So if you got a not too severe bullet wound, one lethal I think is like 2 turns, 2 blood points. So depending on what your pool is, if you're really low, that could be bad. But if you've got an okay pool, it's just like letting a paper cut heal, and you gotta go feed later.
Yep. Can do.
But it'll be like, so, and a turn, funny thing compared to like D&D, it's not a set time or action. It's a vague, short amount of time. So think of it like a basic action. So getting up, walking to inside, maybe talking a bit, 1 turn. Continuing to walk around in the place, another turn. Something like that. Think of it like movies.
Yeah. So as you guys are in that room, it's like a smaller box of a room leading with another door. And then if that door is open, you see stairs leading up towards like a stage area.
Incidentally, while they're doing this, after a minute, I'll probably head back over to the building because it's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly where a gunshot came from, and I'm gonna try and go in the front door.
So we're
Okay.
in a side room, side stage place.
Yeah, basically the side room, side stage. Let me switch over to Otto real quick. So yeah, the front door is not locked. Again, you can visibly see the handprint kind of pressing open the glass door that has been disturbed with dust. If you open the door, go ahead and do me another perception check real quick, just to see, because it is very dim lit. I don't know if you can see in the dark or not.
I don't have any specific way to do so.
Izzy is honestly,
Successes.
and Izzy's just gonna like kind of start exploring the inside of the building, sneaking around again.
Yeah, but
Right,
three
and this will
successes.
be done around the same time. You do see a red dot on the ceiling, like on the it's like so if there's like the glass door leading in, there's like the person that sells the tickets, like right there. It would be like their box office, and then 2 doors leading from adjacent sides that lead into the theater. And you do see a red dot
I do.
above. Yep. Yeah, you do see a red dot above the cashier window, which looks to be like surveillance equipment.
Oh yeah. So when I see that, I'm gonna kind of like, making my alcohol bottle visible, stumble a little bit, and like put my head down so my face isn't visible on the camera.
Okay, perfect.
Making a show of I'm a random drunkard who walked into the building.
Sure. Is there like a performance roll that you can do for me?
Yeah, you can do charisma performance or something like that.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Any chance I could make it subterfuge instead?
That's fine.
So a manipulation subterfuge. That's a success.
Yep. Yeah, you managed to haphazardly do it. Not the most convincing, but to a camera, who's going to tell the difference? Yeah. So yeah, you do see that red dot. You see the 2 adjacent doorways. We'll switch on over to Izzy, who is going up the side stage. You see like the prep room kind of thing, where like the Broadway actors used to do their makeup. They used to do the costumes and like the stage designs that would kind of shift back there as well. And you do see a curtain aligning it, like an old dusty curtain, pretty tattered. Did he get that? Am I muted? Right? Yeah, Izzy.
Yeah, there's like I'm sorry, I thought you were talking to him.
No.
That there was like a curtain and some like stuff behind, but it's kind of dusty and there's like nobody here.
Yeah, there's no one there. When you go up the sides, like the steps to the backstage, you see like that's where they used to prep for like costumes and makeup and all of the stage work and whatever. And you see the curtain aligned where the stage is, but it's tattered, closed.
Huh. Okay. Is there like a side entrance to the stage?
I mean,
I don't want to disturb the curtain, I just want to get behind it from the backstage area.
No, yeah, you would have to go through the curtain.
Okay.
Do you do that?
I mean, I'm gonna have to, aren't I?
Yeah. So let's switch on over to Otto real quick. What are you gonna be doing, sir? Otto.
What's that?
I was asking what you were gonna be doing.
I'm gonna be wandering around, kind of keeping an eye out for a security room, but I'm gonna be just wandering.
Okay. Yeah, so you'll go to the door closest to you, we'll say, and it's a hallway leading down to where like the concession stands are, as well as like a bar used to be, and you do see more of those red dots aligning the roof.
Yep, got my head low.
Okay. And you'll make your way upstairs into the employee area where the security desk used to be, and you'll see the surveillance room. It's completely off. No power.
I will. Then I'm gonna keep wandering, basically. Just see what I can see, making sure to keep my head low so my face can't be seen.
Right. And I forgot to do this. Dame, are you still invisible?
Oh yeah, I'm still invisible.
Okay. Yeah, if you do it, I'll say you can see the red dot as well. It's actually higher up to where, like, you know, where the rafts are for, like, when the stage people do, like, the drop downs and stuff.
The catwalks. Yeah, no.
Yeah, the
like, I
catwalks.
actually wanted to get up there if I can, but I guess you have to get up there from backstage. So.
Yeah, you definitely can make it up there from where you are. Again, you can see red dots lining the ceilings, which are cameras.
All right, I'm not worried about that.
And then Izzy, or sorry, not Izzy, Sid and Jazz, what are you two ladies doing?
I think we were still back at the back entrance, that small room before the stage. So, what were the directions everyone else went?
So Izzy went up the stairs. There's only, like, from where you are, there's a door that's open that leads up to stairs into the back room, like where the stage prep is. And then Zabani went through the front. Otto went through the front.
Right. Does it seem like there's, like, more space in the back? Like if you went on from that stage entrance back area to a backstage area? Because that's what I would be thinking, like the back of the stage.
Yeah, so that stairway leads to the back of the stage. That's where Izzy is.
So I would turn to Jazz and say, I'm going to check the back of the stage, prop areas, maybe if there's a back office or something like that. Perhaps you can move through the theater itself. Maybe if there's a front office.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know the full layout of this place, but it does so far seem like we're alone.
Yeah. Do you want me to announce at least my presence a little more, or should I just try and be a little, I guess, more like sneaky over there? I don't know where she went.
I'd say at this point it makes a little more sense if we can, say, remain quiet in case there are people here that we just haven't seen yet. If there's even one person skulking around.
Well, and I agree with you. I just think that we already made a loud bang. At least one of us should be maybe a little bit more present.
I made a map in Roll20 for you guys.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I can pull it up.
So yeah, like Izzy is right here, Hope and
Wait,
Sid right there.
In a second.
Then Zabani would be upstairs, leading down there. And then this is the curtains and the stage.
Yeah. So, Sid, is it okay if I call you Sid?
Spira.
Yeah, no, sorry, I was trying to get this map. I'm trying to get this map up for everyone. Alright, most of it's up. Yes, no, that's what I normally go by. Is Jazz alright?
Yeah. Is it okay with you if you keep sneaking around? I'm gonna go and just be maybe a little bit more forward, but I am still gonna be looking around. Yes, now that gunshot, of course, has been announced our presence.
Yes, of course. Like I said, I will go in the back. I will go see if there is a back office, if there is any other information signs we missed that there's something else going on here.
All right. Jasmine is just gonna go forward, past, like, as forward as she can go. If she passes Izzy without knowing, that's, I guess, on her. But and start yelling, "Hello! I've been shot. Does anybody have a phone?"
You don't get any answers, and you would also notice like the red dots right here and right there.
Yeah, she's gonna keep walking. If there's any way to get down to the orchestra from where she is.
Okay, are you gonna like do the curtain?
Yeah.
Okay. So, switching back to Otto, real quick.
Hey.
So you're wandering around. You see the main entrance to the stage area. That would be the closest door that you run into. The other door would be adjacent, leading into the employee area again.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay in employee area for now. I wanna see if I can find where the computers would be. Because
Okay.
These security cameras are getting power, which means that something is supplying it. That's what I'm looking for.
Right. So as you're kind of walking around, you go out to the second area again, and you do see a long hallway. You'll see offices with like the manager area, the accountant, the cells, etc. The offices that used to be. Down at the end of the hallway, you see a fire escape leading to the roof. So you like to go up there?
Actually, because this is for a show, I'm probably gonna stop, put my back to a security camera, and smoke a cigarette.
Okay, and then saunter your way over there.
Yeah, then saunter that way.
Okay.
Probably take a big swig.
Yeah, you actually, once you go to the roof area, there's no security cameras up there. You do see some pretty high-end equipment. You see like a generator with a kind of laptop area, like a laptop and kind of a satellite dish almost. And it seems like this video transmission is being transmitted somewhere. And you do see like the different wirings scattering about the rooftop as well.
I'm going to text everyone, and because now that I'm not being watched, I'm going to text everyone and let them know this place is being live transmitted.
Okay, and so we'll switch on over to Izzy and Jazz. As they kind of look, they push open the curtains. They see a grisly sight. They see someone hanging from a rope, and their hands are bound, tied, potato sack over the head. However, you do notice on the arms that it's fully tattooed, and there's a cell phone at his feet. And there is a something hanging around his neck. You can't tell from the angle because you're looking at his back.
Do the tattoos look familiar?
They look like some tattoos that you've seen before, yeah.
Yeah. No. Jasmine's gonna take a few step backs and just. Yep. Nope.
Okay. How about Izzy?
I don't want to touch it yet. Hold on a second. I'm going to circle around the back to see if there's what's behind him.
I'm sorry, say that again?
I'm going to circle around back to see what's behind him.
Behind the body?
You said there was something behind him.
Oh, you mean the stuff that's hanging on his neck?
Yeah, but I'm not I'm not going to touch it yet.
Okay,
I'm still trying to be all sneaky like.
Right, so you're still invisible. I'll make an X where the body is. So you're coming from this way. You'll circle around him. You still see the potato sack on his head. You see something hanging around his neck, like a cardboard sign that's placed on his chest. And you do see the rope that is being tied from the catwalk around his neck as well. And his hands are bound behind him. And there's blood, like a pool of blood below him with the cell phone, the burner cell phone.
Is the cell phone in the puddle of blood?
Yes.
that's just a dumb way to send a message. How is anyone supposed to use the phone? It's covered in blood now.
You can recognize the phone as the one that was given to you by MacNeil. This is that burn phone.
Oh, fuck. It's... What's his face, ain't it? The Viper guy. I bet it is. Fuck. Alright, what's the sign say?
Okay, so as you kind of flip over that sign, it does say smile. There's a little smiley face, little emoji on there, and on blood it says smile, and there's an arrow pointing up. If you do look up, there are another security camera. Because you are doing an action, I need you to do a roll, I believe, right? To see if the invisibility
Do I have
breaks.
to flip it?
Yeah, it's like a
I
cardboard.
thought it was...
No, it's like cardboard facing his chest, so you would have to like flip it that way.
Ah, okay.
If I'm not mistaken, I don't think obfuscate works on cameras.
No, I thought it did.
Nope.
No, I was pretty sure it did.
Nope.
Chimera Street does. I think that's one of the big differences.
Tenebration does. Obfuscation does not.
It doesn't?
Yeah,
I thought it does, or I wouldn't have been wandering around this whole time. Like,
Sorry.
honestly. But I didn't know. Can I, like, retcon everything I did this entire time? Because otherwise I would have done any of that. So,
No, it's okay. Yeah,
I didn't know. I thought I honestly didn't show up on camera.
no, because you're not invisible. You're just invisible to the naked eye.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that. I honestly thought I was just invisible.
I'll vote as like executive ST of this channel
wouldn't
that
have been
there
I
aren't
wouldn't
any
have been so
cameras that saw
stupid.
you because you didn't know, but for the future.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I say that you managed to avoid them, but yay, learning.
Yay.
No, I honestly thought I was just invisible. I'm sorry. I wouldn't have been so dumb or bold.
Graham makes a good point. So it's like if they're watching it live, it still works because it's supposed to be an act, but if it's watched later as a recording, it could. So it's iffy. That's the other thing about Nosferatu is that's why they also still like use the sewers and everything else they can instead of just walking down the street with obfuscate.
Yeah, I mean, you do see
can
the
even
text.
be hit by someone by accident walking down the street, and it might fail. So it's still usually safer to be where you can't be seen. It's just like an extra layer of safety.
And honestly, like, instead of retconning it, your character might not know about the camera thing, because you do kind of sneak around. So being caught on live footage, you may not even know that. And you got the text from Otto saying, like, hey, we're being recorded live by a studio audience in Florida.
Okay. I don't know. I am trying really hard not to be caught on video for this. Like, as soon as I knew that there were cameras up top, I wouldn't have, like...
I mean, the camera saw you anyways, is the thing. Like, when you're going the backstage, like, leading up the stairs.
Sure. Okay. But that... Okay. Never mind. Yeah, fine.
You're just a freak fan of whatever
Yeah,
it's... Of the original Nosferatu movie.
Aha.
Exactly.
That's why I'm just, like, I feel like I got kind of screwed because I didn't know. So, I'm sorry.
Well, you know now, at least?
It's okay, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know either.
Okay, fine. Well, honestly, what I was gonna do is I don't want to, like, retcon that you already put the smile on it. You know what, we'll just go with it, whatever, it's fine. I was gonna, like, find... I know! I was gonna throw a thing at the phone and, like, get it to skitter out of the...
It's okay.
Perhaps you didn't notice? I don't know, maybe that's all it took, is that you didn't notice it?
I did roll a shit perception roll earlier.
Yeah. Perhaps you just didn't notice there were cameras.
Yeah,
maybe.
That'll work.
That'll work. We'll go with that. Sure. Okay, so yeah, I go up. I flip the damn sign. It says smile, and I'm just
Can't
kind of
hear
like,
you. Oh, this.
I
What?
can hear.
hello.
I can.
I can hear her.
Yeah, I can hear you. So you flip the sign, smile.
The stream can hear her too.
You're not even lighting up at the moment.
I can hear her on stream.
Speak again, sweet angel.
Try
Okay.
reconnect in Discord.
What do you want me to say to you? I can whisper sweet nothings.
Alright, now you're lighting up, but I don't hear you.
I can hear you.
You can hear Elvish?
Yeah, everyone. Graham can hear her.
Somebody else talk.
Hi.
I'm capable of talking.
I lost everybody. Hold on. I had a weird thing with Skype a second ago.
There goes the technical difficulty check.
Oh, check! Bingo! Bingo for Spira!
I did the old problem of hitting. No. Oh, Gibbs! I did the old problem of I accidentally hit the roller on this side that changes my channel. We're good now. Continue.
Okay.
Hi, Gibbs.
So, as he goes, she turns the cardboard sign around. It says smile, and she goes, shit.
Yeah.
And that's when you get a text.
And that's when you get a text. Hey, we're being lively recorded.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, impeccable timing that. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, fucking it.
So,
Okay.
with that, I think we will call our first session, leaving it
real
a
quick,
cliffhanger. Yeah.
Just a little bit. And if this is part of the cliffhanger, that's fine. I would, after texting them, kind of start snooping on this computer system.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah. You would see again the live footage. There's like the program for the surveillance system. There doesn't seem to be any like emails or web browsers or anything that's open. No files or documents that seem to be personal.
All right. Any chance I can fuck around with the settings of the security program and see if I can't find like an IP address or something?
Sure, go ahead and do your your computers and all that stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Computers intelligence, I would say, or wits.
Perception. Okay, wits. That's a lot better.
With a 1 success, you're not able to.
Okay, so if I can use wits for computers, then that would be my specialty for wits, which would mean 2 successes because it means that 10 counts twice.
Okay, so again, with a 2 success, you can manage. You can't like reroute, like you're like reverse it. You know,
I'm not
to
going
where-
crazy, but
Yeah, you can't like reverse it to see where like that person is. However, you can navigate through it pretty handily, not without tripping any like viruses or anything like that, like safeguards.
then if I can't find anything, I will try and disconnect it safely so I can grab the laptop and go.
Yep, yeah, I'll allow that. So yeah, we'll leave it there for today's sesh. Hope everyone had fun. Sorry for the technical issues in the beginning with my camera, all that, and my word fumbling, and everything else I may have forgotten.
Don't worry about it. Awesome ST, of course. We'll do our little round of shout-outs. So first, of course, we have Revolver C, our new storyteller for this game session. Super awesome guy. He is a fantastic variety streamer. Check out his channel. Very fun. Always plays video games. Very entertaining. We all love him to death. Anyone want to keep making him blush?
Thanks.
I like all of his voices.
He's
You
pretty
have
slow.
good hair. It's nice.
Yeah, but definitely check him out on Twitch. He's awesome. We all love him to death. Tomorrow, Koznark on his channel at 3 p.m. EST will be starting another run of horror games, which are super fun because he's super scared of them. So check that out. Check out Shard DTY. He's another one of our regular players. You guys should know him. He streams about 3 days a week. Check out his channel. Elvish Dame on Wednesdays around 9 p.m. EST.
Like
a little later,
9:30.
9:30-ish. She does RPG art, so she actually will draw stuff from our games, which will also draw your characters and other things. And upcoming, we have another new game starting on Mondays. It's going to be a Hunter the Reckoning game on Mondays at 8:30 p.m. EST. It will star Revolver C, as well as Koznark, Char DTY, and Revolver C, Char DTY, Koznark, and Modi Anzus. And then I'll be storytelling. And then, of course, Tuesday's still ongoing. So I thank everybody who has followed, who has been a regular viewer, everyone who showed up tonight for our new game. We love you all. Everybody else, give a lovely shout out.
Check us out in Discord.
Yes, check out the Discord, link below. We'll probably be there chatting for a little bit. Revolver will be streaming soon on his own channel. What you gonna play?
I don't know if I'm streaming. I'm
Okay.
kind of tired.
Sorry.
I was like running around doing house stuff all day and looking at furniture. And I bought a house, if you guys don't know. So
Revolver
exciting.
might
Oh,
not be
fancy.
streaming tonight, but he'll be streaming Sunday night at the soonest. So check him out anyway.
Yes.
But check out the Discord. We're gonna be chatting there either way. Love all you people so much. Gonna talk to you later, and that'll be the end of our stream. Bye.
Bye bye, boo.